Hello, welcome back to another live, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to another Footy Talk, people. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new. Trying to reach 1K before the end of the season, people. Thank you for the support as of recently as well. And yeah, Prime, back again, man. Another Wednesday. International break is finally over. How you been, man?
Um, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just been we're now out of this international break hole. Pause. No Philly.
Hey, 1 minute in. Fuck's sake. Oh, fuck's sake, man.
Nah. But
Uh,
I'm imagine wake is crazy. But no, I'm good, bro. How are you?
alright, bro. I'm alright. I'm alright, man. Shout out to Charlie every single time as well. The fucking most loyal person supporting this channel, bro. So you haven't hit the like button, Melanin's clapping your mum's cheeks. Exactly. You don't want that, people. You don't want that. Mini mics as well. Like, this is the new one. So first was Michael, now mini mics. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. But you know what it is? Before we don't discuss international break here, you watched the Nigerian games, right?
Yes.
What did you make of that Ndidi miss?
He's a
I only
defensive
just saw
midfielder.
it.
He's a defensive
Yeah.
midfielder. So it's not my problem. My biggest problem for Nigeria is if we're gonna do this, let's do this. Because after we drew against Zimbabwe, I was
Yeah.
getting bro, people are just messaging in group chats talking about Nigeria not qualifying for the World Cup. People are tagging me and stuff like that. So you know what? Cool, let's talk about this. People love to criticize Osimhen so much, but he turned up in both games for us. He is Nigeria's second top goal scorer. I think he is how many goals away from? I think he is like maybe 15 or 20 goals away from being our top goal scorer. He turns up for Nigeria. I think he has like more than a 1 and 2 goal rate for Nigeria. He turns up for us. Now, actually, before I get onto the rest, Iwobi, people love to scapegoat Iwobi, but he performs for Nigeria. At AFCON, the guy was doing up slave ships in a double pivot when he's not a double pivot midfielder. He's not a DM.
Mm-hmm.
The new manager, Eric Chell, I have no blames. 2 games, you've played the right tactics in both games. Ola Aina's played at left back, which, again, I understand because Zaidu, who you didn't call up, the guy's a donkey. And Bruno Onyemachi, he's good, but nah. I only think he's that good because he's better as I do. So I understand that you want to go with Osai Samuel at right back and Ola Aina at left back. I've been saying that we need a left back and we don't have one. I mean, my preference would be play a back 3 and play Moses Simon at wing back instead of playing him in a front 2 with Osimhen, but whatever. Lookman, you're playing him in our 10 and giving him the creative freedom, which is fine. But I'd rather give Iwobi that freedom in the 10 and have Lookman off the left.
Yeah.
Or Lookman off the left and Lookman in the 10. But again, whatever. Let's look at the players that don't turn up for my country. Samuel Chukwueze, I defend you, bro. There's talent in you. Pause. No Philly. I defend you so much. But at AFCON, you went missing. You've gone missing in these World Cup qualifiers. But you still have to be here because there's no one else we can bring. Victor Boniface. I know he didn't play. But still, Victor Boniface. You are the most overhyped waste of space strikers. You're not that good. You're not that good. You're not actually that good. I'm grateful you didn't make AFCON. Because if you were fit and you had went to AFCON, we would not have gone as far. You are not that good. People want to try and criticize Ndidi for things, but you know what? At least Ndidi, at least he's actually a defensive midfielder. Because our only options are Ala Hassan Yusuf, who is not good either. He's just a road runner, bro. He's blackface Gallagher. He's a road runner. He does nothing. Actually, Gallagher has a better touch, I guess. But regardless, everyone overhyped, and I keep telling this to Omar. Omar called me actually like 2 hours ago, trying to tell me about Nigeria. I keep telling him specifically. He tries to tell me, but Prime, I watch African football, right? No, you don't. You don't watch Nigeria. So people stop talking about Nigeria. Good. Our forward line is only Osimhen and now Lookman. That's it. Lookman's debut for Nigeria was in 2022. They've combined together for goals, like 5 times. That's the most two forwards have combined together since Lookman's debut. Do you know what that tells me? Everyone else is ass. We got to that final by playing Harambo. Bro, we're not good. We're not good. But you know what? There's talented players out there that we could have in our team. I will say this. Deli Bashiru, Fisayo Deli Bashiru, who plays for Lazio, he should have been called up. He should be in our squad. He's a creative midfielder. He gets goals from midfield. They should be in the squad. Go talk to Leslie Oguchoku. Do whatever you have to do. He should be playing for Nigeria. We should have tried more to get Madueke to play for Nigeria. Because he's not doing anything for England. He's never making an England squad again. He's never going to make an England squad again.
Never.
He should be playing for, because people can say Madueke is not that good. Madueke is a goal threat, which is more I can say for the likes of Kelechi, Iheanacho, and who's the other black guy? Boniface. He's better than these guys. He's better than Chukwueze. Doesn't do much. And you're on a patch of form, bro. And you're not doing anything for us. This is the talent. This is the talent that's in the squad. And you have Olaena and Iwobi who want to post on Snapchat. Don't worry, we'll qualify. This is going to be the biggest World Cup ever. It's going to be in America. The views, the everything. It's the biggest World Cup. And Ghana, who can't qualify for AFCON, who've barely made it out of their group the past 2 AFCONs, they could be there. They've battered the last 2 sides. They could be going, and we might not go. There's still a chance we can qualify mathematically. It looks like South Africa will be docked 3 points because they played Mokoena in their first game this international break when he was suspended because he picked up 4 yellow cards. But regardless, they can still qualify out of this group. We might not go. And when I tell people that we're poor against lesser sides, people don't want to listen to me. 2 AFCONs ago, we played Egypt opening game of our AFCON group. We beat them 1-0. Salah got pocketed. And people wanted to tell me that, but we can win AFCON. Nigerians want to get gassed. Why? I told people we're not beating Tunisia. I know we made out of our group 3 games out of 3 wins out of 3, but we weren't that good. And we went to play Tunisia, and I told people we're not making it past them. Lo and behold, we didn't make it past them. This year's AFCON, I told people we wouldn't beat Egypt, Ivory Coast opening day. We didn't beat them. We got a draw. Should have lost, really. Our next 2 games, we won, fair enough. And then we got out of our group. We played a Cameroon side who they weren't necessarily that good on the day. And even still, we turn up against big nations. So I expected to beat them. But the other games we played, Angola, that was a struggle. South Africa, we only beat them on pens, even though we scored a second goal, but that was called for offside. Or Osimhen scored the winner, but that was called for offside. But still, we only beat them on pens. A winner by a penalty, winner by Iheanacho, which is the only thing he's done for my country. And then we go to a final, and no one performed. Everyone loves to blame Osimhen in that final. Why don't we talk about anyone else? Because you don't watch my country. You don't watch. I do. But now, and also this federation, this Waste of Space Federation, that took them, what, AFCON was, the last AFCON was in, what, 2024? 2023? 2024? And how long did it take you from the end of that tournament? And we just got a new manager for this international break, and he was appointed, I think 2 months ago, maybe. We went almost a calendar year, or maybe it has been a calendar year. getting in until we had a new manager. But we're a shambles. We're a shambles. What is the quote that Mandem talks? Someone says it. I think it's Musa.
He's
Or maybe
concussed.
it's Traps. No. Well, some of them are. But when they say all roads lead to the dugout, it's not the dugout's fault now. We can't stop blaming the dugout. It's the FA, our federation. It's our federation. We have quality players. Tomori should be playing for Nigeria. He's never going to play for England, even though he's their best centre back, arguably. He's never playing for them.
He should. Yeah.
We're lucky that Ola Aina wants to play for Nigeria, because otherwise, there's no way he would have. We could have convinced him. There's no way. Madueke should be playing for Nigeria. Carney Chuameka should be playing for Nigeria, but who knows? Maybe he'll get one stinking cap against like San Marino for England and never be able to play.
He's eligible for Austria as well.
What, Chuameka?
Yeah.
He's eligible for Austria.
Yeah, I know it's weird.
Oh, nice.
But I only know that because of Football Manager.
All right, fair. His dad loves somebody's. Hey, regardless, there's players out there that we could have. Go to them. Go speak. Try, because the guys in the squad aren't actually good. They're not. They're not good. You turn up in big games because you want to do, and everyone starts celebrating. Yay, we beat Rwanda. Well done, you beat Rwanda. Now, why can't we beat Zimbabwe? I'm waiting for an answer though. Why can't we beat Zimbabwe?
I don't know. You visit Rwanda, you didn't visit Zimbabwe. I don't know.
At home as well, by the way.
At home on my days.
And people are getting gassed. I'm seeing on Twitter and Instagram after we beat Rwanda. I'm seeing people getting gassed about how look at the 11 that we could have if everyone chose to play for Nigeria. People talking about how we'll be at the World Cup. Where's Ghana? Everyone wants to laugh at Ghana. Who's laughing now? I have to listen to Jez slander my country. Ahmed, the Bridge Nation, shout him out. The guy's Somalian. Bro, I have to listen to him. He's never sniffed an AFCON tournament, bro. He's never sniffed one. I have to listen to him talk about my country. Bro, let me not say what I want to say about Somalia. But I have to listen to him talk about my country.
Charlie's wild, man. Fuck off, man.
Charlie, if you say anything about my country, I'm going to claim racism. This. Oh, sorry, Charlie. I thought you meant Melon. Melon can say. Charlie can say what he wants. I thought you meant Melon. This is the World Cup group, by the way. Qualifying group. Is it up?
Yep.
Cool. I hope everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe, bottom of our group. Can't beat them at home. What is that quote? What is that clip? You're not comfortable in your own ends. You're not comfortable. I'm around. Soto, bro, we've drawn 4 games. We've won as many as we've lost. And that win came over this manager, his first game. Benin, Rwanda, South Africa. They've got points deducted, or I think they're about to be deducted points. So that should make it interesting, but they're still going to get out of this group for the World Cup. I do. You know what? I shout out Za, but I don't want to see Zimbabwe at this World Cup. Don't want to be seeing Rwanda, Benin, Lesotho at this World Cup. People already don't like. Nah, bro.
If it helps, Kenya didn't win either. Lost to fucking Gabon, bruv. Benny McCarthy, I swear to God, do I have to put up with this guy in another decade of football? Bro, this guy played for my club, you know. I did fuck all.
Wait,
now he's managing.
Is the Kenyan manager?
Benny McCarthy is Kenyan manager.
What,
lost to Gabon, bruv. Bro, look. Bro, before that game, we were 6 points behind. Could have been 3 points behind. We could have been 3 points behind Gabon. Lost to Gabon, bro.
What? So Uganda are fourth on 9 points. Kenya are fourth on 6 points. And Nigeria and Porto. Bro, we're chatting to Gabon, Uganda, and them, man. Or Kenya, Uganda, and them, man, bro.
Hey, you're with both my countries. It's amazing.
We're on the same, bro. Barely, though. Like a point difference, bro. That's our level. Go chat to Uganda and Kenya and them, man. That's our level.
Oh. Sure it is.
Cape Verde, you know what? Cape Verde, go to the World Cup, man. Cape Verde women are elite, man. Go to the World Cup. Go. He does it. Go.
They did well at last AFCON, to be fair, though.
Bro, their women are elite, man.
They got Bebe, don't they?
Their women are elite. Bro. You have Morocco going. Again, I keep saying Morocco aren't that good, but they've got 15 out of 5 out of 5. Ivory Coast, I keep saying they're not that good, but they've got they played 6. They've got 5 wins, 1 draw, 16. Algeria, I keep saying they're not that good, but they've got 5 wins and 1 draw. They've got 15. Or 1 loss, they've got 15. We've got Ghana, who everyone says is not good. They've got 5 wins and a loss. They've got 15. Gabon, to be fair, like they've got Aubameyang who's banging in goals for them. But you know what? They've got a goal scorer. We have a goal scorer, and we still don't play to our strengths.
Bro, I didn't know there were this many problems. All I asked was about the Ndidi miss. I didn't know, by the way, you drew 4 games. That's mad. 1 win, 4 draws, 1 loss. That's crazy. Is Calvin Bassey playing?
Yes, he does. Calvin Bassey. I complain so much about Nigeria's defense, but since like the start of the last AFCON, our defense has been brilliant. Calvin Bassey, Trisha Kong, who I've called a championship centre back, has been one of our best players. He's been brilliant. Ola Aina has been brilliant, whether he's playing left or right. You have Stanley Wambali, who plays in the South African League. I think he's still there. Who's been brilliant. But, you know, what else do we have? Apparently we have the best attack in Africa, but you take out Osimhen and Lookman, bro, we're not even a championship attack.
Strictway's been that bad. I had like hope for him, man. Like
I so do.
I don't know what's happened to this guy's career, bro.
I defend, bro. Every season, for as long as Steve's known me, I've defended Chokezi every season and said this will be his year. This is going to be his year. When he went to AC Milan in January, I said this is going to be his. Bro, at this point, go uni. Do something. Go uni. Go get a degree, man. Or better get an apprenticeship. Do something, man.
Like Ndidi.
No, Ndidi's an uncle. I'm not going to say anything. He's an uncle at this point.
To be fair, Ndidi went uni and got into Europe. What they seeing?
But even with Ndidi, we have no one else. When he doesn't play, you either have Ala Hassan Yusuf, you play that who to play as a DM, who again, like you're not Gallagher, you're not even Gallagher level, or you play Iwobi and someone else who I can't remember. I don't know, and a double pivot at AFCON, and that like stunk. But it got us through because we were just literally playing like 10 behind the ball and Osimhen playing as a target man. But everyone wanted to tell me Osimhen stunk because we had no creativity. Our only creative source was playing as a DM.
That's mad. And it won't be playing well in like front 3 positions or front 4 positions as well. Like I get like in some countries, yeah, like they'll play. Like some countries are mad. They'll play like a DM up front because they ain't got fuck all, yeah. But it's not like Nigeria got the worst squad ever. You can play a Werby in a 10. You can play a Werby, Lookman, or even a Werby on the right if you're really struggling. And then Osimhen and Lookman. Like, bro.
Bro, I was saying this all AFCON. Take Wobie out of the double pivot and play him in one of the forward positions. So playing Chukwueze, so playing Moses Simon. And I'm still saying this now.
Yeah.
But even whenever Roby gives everything for Nigeria, he's always the first one to turn up for camp. He gives everything, but people still criticize this guy.
It's a good player. Do you know what though? You mentioned Ghana, yeah, and I obviously don't watch international football. I watched the England game the other day until Bob went off, and then I turned my TV off. Speaking of West Ham players, though, why did Mohamed Kudus not score against Chad? It was an all-Leeds game. They won 5-0, and Kudus still didn't score. I know he scored in the next game against Madagascar, King Julian, shout out King Julian, Penguins, all of that. But against Chad, who are bottom.
Sorry, can I just say, look at the group they have as well. Actually, I can't even say that. We'd struggle. We'd be third in that group.
I'm surprised Mali's fourth. What's happened to Mali? I'm surprised they're fourth.
Actually, let me check Mali.
What's their squad like now? Again, I can already recognise most of them players, so what the fuck is going on? They've just got attackers. Do you know what? In fact, they've got no defenders, you know? Yeah. Bro, all of these players are going forward, bro. It's like when, do you know? Remember when like the Euros, yeah, where Germany, Belgium, and Netherlands never used to produce fullbacks.
Yeah,
like they just play centre back there. So like Vertonghen and Daley Blind are playing left back, or Vermaelen. Like these lot aren't producing any form of defenders. Everyone is going forward or midfield. That explains a lot. They've got Seni Dieng as goalkeeper. That's it, bro.
That's Nigeria. That's why I keep saying play Moses Simon as a wing back, bro. Play a back three. Play him wing back, bro. Let him do Victor Moses, bro.
Would you still take Victor Moses now, though?
Bro, people love to shit on Ahmed Musa when he gets called up for camp, but Ahmed Musa or Samuel Chukwueze on a wing, who do you want? I'll be real. What Musa did against Iceland at the World Cup all those years ago, I'll be real. Barring Lookman, no other winger we have is doing that, bro. No one's doing that. I'm sorry.
The African nations just produce elite attackers and mid-defensive players. Let's not even talk about keepers. I guess over the past 10 years, maybe, or just in general, like I don't feel like there was better African defenders before my time. I feel like nowadays, especially, you might be right with that, but at least like a Nigeria can produce a Calvin Bassey. At least a Ghana can produce a Salisu. I can't see one defender that Mali produce. Ivory Coast is too far. Have Ivory Coast got a defender? They don't. Too far. They haven't done Bolly.
They've got Bolly, Kolo Torre. Now they have Diomande plays for Sporting.
Oh, okay, yeah. So at least they've got one. Like Mali have fucking zero. They've got their best player is Bissouma. That says a lot. Bissouma's on the balloons, doing his thing. I forgot what Jay used to call him, but you can't be relying on Bissouma.
This is
Aurier. Okay, fair enough.
He's still playing. Old man Aurier.
He's been playing. He's been 35 for a long time.
Yeah, you have Kamara.
Okay, Hassan Kamara. Oh, who did Hassan Kamara play for? Was it
Eric Bailly's retired. He doesn't still play. You've got
Kasunu. Yeah, fair.
Conan. No,
Wilfred Singo.
Yeah, so yeah.
Singo, okay, they produce defenders. To be fair,
Redal's defender. This is also mixed with like just players from the past.
Yeah, Max Cradle. You know, I hadn't heard that name in years. It says Maxwell Cornet. Yeah, you know why I feel sorry for Cornet? This guy's injury prone at West Ham. Yeah, never got a chance at the boys. And to be fair, in pre-season he looked like shit anyway. He then went to Southampton, had one game, was shit, didn't play. But then went to Genoa, scored in a game. Then next week he got injured. I feel sorry for the guy. because he should never move to West Ham. Like after Burnley, should have gone back to France and done something else. I was happy with the signing, but
bro,
hell, man.
Lewis's cousins are only 1 point behind us. I know we're in different groups, but I'm just showing like what it is. Lewis's cousins, bro. Lewis's brothers, bro. His youngers are four. How many games will be left? What? There's 4 more games left. I mean, maybe. No, they won't. They won't qualify, but like they can finish third.
Hey, this is pissing me off, man. Look, but like Benny McCarthy, man, you deserve a slap differently in 2 different decades from myself. 1 for playing for West Ham, 2 for being manager of Kenya. Like, what the actual fuck, bro? Big up, Charlie. But what the actual fuck? Like, why? Like, 9 points off. 9 points, bro. But I could like I'm never ever gonna see Kenya in a fucking major tournament again,
wait,
bro.
This is Benny I was Benny McCarthy. Why am I thinking of some white guy?
Do you know you remember the striker?
No, I know, but I'm thinking, is there not a white English manager called McCarthy?
Mick McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm thinking of him.
Irish one. Well, the one about Ireland.
Yeah. Fuck, never mind. Sorry. It's not. Bro, Ireland, we won our last 2 games, bro. So, hey, we're living good right now. But you,
it's true.
Nigeria, don't embarrass me at AFCON this year, bro. Don't embarrass me at AFCON. Don't embarrass me at AFCON.
He is UCL heritage, to be fair. To be fair, didn't he win it with Porto? So you've gone from that to trying to stink up the place for Kenya. This is why I don't watch international football. Because all my nations are shit. Everyone's shit.
I need to watch because I need to know what I'm expecting at AFCON. I can't even say at the Euros or World Cup because Ireland don't do shit. So I need to know what to expect at these tournaments.
But you know what? Yeah, do you know what? England? Yeah, we're not like small enough to have the underdog thing, but we're not big enough to say that we can win it. With Kenya and Uganda, yeah, if we make it to like a major tournament, I can run the underdog story at least and say we can give it a go and all that, and I can have some spirit about me because we're against the odds. But England, you can't do that.
Oh, if Uganda and Kenya, no, to be fair, Kenya they're at this year's World AFCON.
Kenya aren't?
Yes, they are. Hold on, AFCON.
I swear they just about missed out. You muted yourself.
Hello?
Hello.
A couple of nations. Yeah. Hold on, let me share my thing. Fuck, man. Oh, big up Dante.
Big up Dante. Wait.
So yeah, this is AFCON Group A: Comoros, Mali, Morocco, Zimbabwe. Morocco's hosting the tournament in South Africa, or South Africa. It's in Northern Africa. Sorry. Angola, Egypt, South Africa, Zimbabwe's in Group B. Nigeria, Tanzania, Tunisia, Uganda is in Group C. Well, Tunisia is actually no, Uganda's our third group game. Watch us lose to Tunisia. Watch. We won't beat Tunisia, but we'll probably beat a Tanzania or Uganda because that's just a typical us thing to do. We'll like just beat or actually no, sorry, the other way around. We'll beat Tunisia because we do well against the big sides, but against the smaller sides, I don't even know what's more embarrassing, losing to Uganda or Tanzania. Probably Uganda because you're just gonna bro.
Hey, please, I'm begging, qualify.
And the thing is, we're gonna have to. As our last game, we're gonna have to beat Uganda to get out. That's the thing. We're gonna have to actually at least not lose. And that's gonna fall in your hands. Fuck, man.
That's what I love about AFCON, yeah? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, bro, I need to use that fucking mindset against us. I need to use that.
Bro,
We're not expected to
honestly,
be anyone in that group.
if you're a small side, you can literally say, you know what, at AFCON, genuinely anything can happen, so you never know.
Yep.
Group E is out. Well, no, Group D is Benin, Botswana, Congo, and Senegal. E is Algeria, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, and Sudan. And F is Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Gabon, Zimbabwe. Gabon, I'm putting down as underdog, as not as like a dark horse, because they've got a Aubameyang, they get goals in them. I'm gonna say like a dark horse.
Yeah, but yeah, Kenya aren't in there. You know, Kenya. We just missed out. We just missed out.
Yeah, they were in qualifying. My bad. Fuck. Because I remember saying on Sarcasm City that like Kenya could be there because Eddie's Kenyan. Yeah, my bad.
Just it's always like just so close, or it's just nothing at all. This is my problem though. I can't have hope in international football. It's why I hate international football. There's no hope. There's no escape from club football. You just go in and it's just expected disappointment.
Why are you a football fan then? Because you have nothing.
I'm a neutral at this point, bro. At this point, I'm a fucking neutral. But even then, football's shit now. I've got a channel. I kind of have to watch football.
True, but like football is less shit if you support a team that wins.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have the heart to fucking switch. I'm not fucking
You're a West
Specs,
Ham
bro.
fan. You support England, Kenya, Uganda, bro.
Long day. You know what's funny, Prime? I'm part, like, it's a very small part, by the way, of Scottish, Italian, and Republic of Ireland, yeah. Bruv, apart from the Euros in Italy, which was against England, by the way, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. Like, I'm the most unlucky. Like, this is not fair. This isn't fair. Do you know my uncle was so pissed when he found out he was part Scottish? He was so angry. Like, my white side of my family. Because he's England, like, he's like England and all that. Like, he was so pissed off when he found out he was part Scottish. But those are all the nations I'm from.
Yeah, but him being Scottish makes sense.
Why?
Because he's English. That whole British thing, it would make sense that you're not just completely English or completely Scottish or completely Welsh. It makes sense.
I mean, yeah,
it's too much like colonization and inbreeding and whatever. Well, not inbreeding, but I mean, maybe some of them are.
I fucking hope not.
No, not your family. Not your family.
Oh, for fuck's sake. But no, man, that's why it's just bad unlucky. It's just bad unlucky. Like, I need someone to do something. That's why Uganda, yeah, you better fucking do something, bro. Because we're not meant to beat. We're not meant to beat Tunisia and Nigeria, yeah. Tanzania, you never know. You never know against Tanzania, but
man said you never know. What's Tanzania's record like? Burkina Faso, Kenya.
I think they've lost to Kenya, bro. So we can beat them. So there's one of my countries. They can lose to another one of my countries.
What's a Zanzibar?
They beat Ethiopia.
They beat Guinea. They
So either they don't score or they don't concede. That's what I've gathered.
Ethiopian, you'll know. Yeah, these are their past matches for the last, like you could say, year. Yeah, they don't score. Or they do score, they've only got like one goal in them. Like 1 or 2 goals in them. Wow.
I'm saying Uganda park the bus, counter attack 1-0.
They're gonna do that 1-0.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
This is Tanzania. I mean, what's Tunisia? Because they're actually like Malawi, Liberia.
Lost to Gambia.
Lost to Madagascar, or barely beat Madagascar. Comoros.
Lost to Comoros, Jesus Christ. They're not good either. Oi!
Yeah. What?
Uganda, bro. This is your opportunity. You see in Tunisia.
Tunisia. Don't do that. Don't be fooled, bro. Tunisia, like again, I'm only going off of it because of Nigeria, so I don't even know. Tunisia,
Take
like
advantage.
I mean, fair.
It's not going to be over. Realistically, I know Nigeria are bad, yeah, but I feel like realistically, you're not going to get knocked out of the group. I'm looking at Tunisia and Tanzania, bro.
Bro, don't do that, because, bro, Tunisia were at the World Cup. Don't get fooled by them. I'm sorry, don't get fooled by them.
Yeah, big occasion teams, man. Big occasion teams. They also lost to Comoros, bro. So they can hold something with Uganda, bro.
Man's hoping that they'll do what the top 6 sides do when they face Southampton to rotate.
Bro. Bro, it's not even rotate, bro. It's like Newcastle, bro. They'll go and lose to Brighton and beat Man City. Like, that's what they do. I need it. I need something. That's what I'm looking for. Like, so it's gonna be tough, but this is why I'm pissed off at fucking Benny McCarthy, bro. Because you ain't giving me more of a chance to hope.
What's Uganda? I try to keep an eye on your results this international break. Guinea won.
Lost to Mozambique.
That is a good.
Lost to Mozambique, you know.
I know, but that's a good result, though. That is see, Guinea are like a bigger side. So, bro, you see.
Hey, maybe.
Tunisia and Tanzania, bro.
Oh, yeah, day before New Year's Eve. Oh my days.
Yeah, we play Tanzania and then Tunisia. Fuck.
But it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts.
I'm gonna have a terrible Christmas, man. And New Year's.
Hey, open up 2026, man. Open up 2026 with a qualification, please. Please. I need it.
Nah, bro,
I need it, man.
Bro, you've already won a conference league, man. Stop being greedy.
Nah, allow it. Because you might be saying this, you might have the same thing.
Yeah, but I've seen, bro. I support Nigeria and Chelsea. We're big teams out here, bro. Big club, big nation. I'm not like you. I shouldn't be suffering, man. See, 2-1 to Algeria. That again, like Algeria actually good, or at least they're a bigger nation, so barely losing 2-1. You beat South Sudan. Unbeaten against it's Burundi.
I'm not trying to see a red card like against Mozambique, though.
You're not trying to see a red. Why?
Well, we've got a red card against Mozambique. I'm not trying to see any more red cards in fucking.
Yeah, but you guys are good. You guys don't do that. You guys are good. Sudan again drew 2-2 at Uganda, or sorry, that drew 2-2 at South Africa. 2-2 at Ghana. Hey, hold that, man. 4-0 to Comoros is dark.
Bro, that was last year, though. It's last year. Yeah, it's last year.
A man saying New Year.
Yeah, it's New Year, New Me, and that. I just about being Somalia, though. It's crazy.
Yeah, you guys are. What players do you guys even
have? Fuck this. Oh my god, we've got Capradossi.
Oh, you know who he is?
Yeah, I know who Capradossi is because he's only because of FIFA. Bro, this guy was like a 58 rated, like worst player in the game at one point in FIFA 15.
And you want to know also why I'm annoyed, guys. I know we're just talking like AFCON and Nigeria and stuff, but like this last thing before I move on, you want to know why I'm also annoyed? Not the fact that we don't make World Cups anymore, or that we don't really do well in general anymore, or we don't have any forwards. Why I'm annoyed, truly, the biggest reason, we're not in FIFA. My biggest for years we've not been in FIFA, bro.
That's
why
true,
I'm
you know. That's
truly,
actually true.
truly, truly annoyed.
Mm.
I have to deal with Ghana in FIFA and not Nigeria. How annoying that is.
Go make a Nigerian team a custom
I haven't
squad.
sniffed an AFCON anything in years. The last time they made a semi-final was when Egypt won 3 tournaments on the bounce. When Egypt won their second of their third to three-peat, their third AFCON three-peat. That was like early 2000s, 2008, I think, 2006. Bro, Salah wasn't a professional footballer then. Salah hadn't made his Egyptian debut then. Oh, fun fact: Egypt won their third three-peat, I think, in 2010, or their third of their three-peat in 2010. Salah made his debut for Egypt the year after. So when flawless jokes about it's Salah's fault why they haven't won anything, low key. Since he's been playing, they haven't won anything. Yeah,
They're
bro.
another one that play like El Nene further forward just because it's El Nene.
Yeah, but they don't play him further forward. Actually, they just to be fair,
They let him run forward.
Yeah, but like as a box to box, like Nigeria played in John Obi Mikel as a 10. Bro.
Yeah,
But,
I remember that.
We won an AFCON doing it, so maybe play Iwobi as the 10 and we can win an AFCON. Maybe.
Yeah. But let's move on. Let's take the anger out and laugh at. Well, I guess you can laugh because I don't really care. Trent Alexander-Arnold, we did the worst kept secret in football. It's always a worst kept secret when we move to Real Madrid anyway. It's a bit like Mbappe, but obviously he is closer to moving to Real Madrid. Shock. Don't think anybody saw that coming. Liverpool fans going crazy like they always do. I've seen things like Corner wasn't taken that quickly. I've seen pajama photos of him, Michael Owen, and Steve McManaman. I've seen a bit of a madness of Photoshop photos of him and Bellingham. I never wanted to see that again, but Grok AI has gone too far. Yeah, I mean Bellingham, he's so frustrated with his woman, he just wants to shag Trent instead. But what do you make of it, bro? Is he a snake? How dare he move to Real Madrid?
I don't think it's that deep. I think the biggest problem is Salah and what's his name, Van Dijk leaving for them. Liverpool fans, I don't know. I find it funny. Like, if you guys wanted to stop him, you really could. Just do what you did to Gerrard and just abuse his family and send him death threats, and he'll stay.
Yeah, bro sent bullets in his fucking letterbox.
Yeah, you know how you guys do over there in Scousland. But I don't know. I just find it funny because I remember when it was what's his name? Zubamendi. It was all about, look at Chiesa, never left Italy, wants a new challenge and stuff like that. Instead of staying at your boyhood club, you want to go and win trophies and test yourself. Yeah. He's doing the same thing.
It's true.
Bro, people are saying that let's lose this league title so he doesn't get a second medal, bro. Like,
I saw that. You want to sabotage that much, yeah?
Bro, you remember a few years ago when it was I think Trent was at Dortmund and he had broken into the England side, or Belling was at Dortmund, broke into the England side, and Liverpool fans were saying Agent Trent. They're saying Agent Henderson.
Agent Henderson.
Are you guys? Can we talk about this? Are Liverpool actually that attractive of a club for top players? Because it's now Trent. It was before it was Zubamendi, Sado, Lavia, Bellingham. It happens a lot.
It does happen a lot. And they always fuck up. Like, they always get too ahead of themselves when it comes to the transfer window. Tchouaméni as well.
Tchouaméni, Camavinga they wanted. Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah. I remember that LinkedIn.
Liverpool fans always get gassed about, but We're gonna win. We're gonna win the quad, guys. Oh, but we'll win the treble, guys. You guys, what the domestic cups that you won with Klopp? Let's really look into this.
Yeah.
You only won the Carabao and FA Cup because you played. Well, you played a forward line of Havertz, Mount, Werner, Lukaku, Gallagher, some amalgamation of them. Last year, you beat us because Poch wanted to defend and play for penalties in extra time. This year, you lost to a Newcastle team that actually has a striker in Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
You won a Champions League because you faced Tottenham and they gave away a penalty in the first 30 seconds. When you face real teams, Real Madrid in 2 Champions League finals, Newcastle, you lose. When you face teams that don't have a striker or don't have a proper manager in Chelsea, you win. And you win in not 90 minutes, by the way. Poch took you guys to extra time. And Havertz, Mount, and Werner, you beat on pens twice. And we should have beaten you in those games. All 3 games should have beaten you. If Gallagher had a hat-trick of chances, big chances missed last year, and in the Carabao and FA Cup double season, if Mount just scores the chances he has, we win. So we need to start questioning, like, what do you guys actually do? And this is why Trent wants to leave.
It's true, because all the new manager got was Chiesa, who doesn't play, and Mamadashi Vili, who's joining this summer. And this is kind of the problem now. Like, Leah's made a good point. Like, if you let your star players go to this part of the season, especially in late March, with their contracts not signed yet, something's wrong. Because let's say Trent starts a spiral of people leaving. Alisson's going into his last year. Salah could go to Saudi. Obviously, it's been PSG interest in Van Dijk. Let's say all of that does happen. I mean, I've seen Barcelona links with Salah as well. I don't know whether that's going to happen. I doubt it. They can barely afford Olmo's registration and all that, but I'm sure they'll find a way to finesse something. But let's say all of that does happen. They are not very good at recruiting the replacements. And I do think, at the same time as well, that like Slot, you could argue with Slot as well that he's squeezed a lot out of some of the players he has already and has exceeded them to a level to an extent until it's eventually run out around this part of the season. But the only difference is they've barely had any competition for them to actually overtake them. Because I believe, like, so when he squeezed some form of level out of Curtis Jones, as a Bozolai, and Nunes, and Diaz to an extent at the start of the season, it's going to come to a point where you go next season, you might fall off because the players that have already existed at this club, their levels are going to drop. But also, let's say you don't replace Salah and Van Dijk well. Van Dijk probably the hardest to replace. This could get spooky. Because you could replace Trent. Even though he's the youngest one, he's still the easiest to replace. Get a right back that is somewhat balanced, that can compete with Conor Bradley, or ideally someone older that Conor Bradley can learn from, and get a different midfielder. You guys have needed midfielders for years and still haven't signed one. Someone that can play with McAllister, and then you should be fine. However, this isn't the main problem. This is your ownership being that stubborn enough. Cool, they don't want to go over a certain limit. But this is kind of the negatives. You kind of have to throw all the money at the players that have bailed you out over the past few years. And also the players that have stepped up in the big moments, regardless of what you think of the deficiencies of these players at times. The Salahs and Van Dijks. Because despite their age, you're not going to get players like them once in every 5-10 years. You're not really going to get many players like them that have stepped up for you that consistently when you've needed them. So you not throwing the bag at them, that you're just going to become a falling giant again. I don't understand their owners, because yes, they've already have the quality at hand to be in the positions they are. But let's say when that quality goes, then what? Then who do you replace them with? Who the fuck are you going to replace Salah with? Who the fuck are you going to replace Van Dijk with? Because replacing Trent, you could do that. But will you even pull your money out to even do that? I don't even know. And also, how can you blame Trent for leaving? It's Real Madrid. Real Madrid's bigger than everyone. Everyone wants to go to Real Madrid. There's no one that can say, "Oh, I'll never go to Real Madrid. I'd rather stay here." At any club. But also, should you be looking at your owners? Why? I never see anything about FSG just because they win in the league. I never see anything about FSG. It usually happens for like the outrage happens for like a day, and usually because they've already got the quality at hand with their players. I never see talk about the transfer window. I never see talk about their owners. I never see it. But what happens when the quality doesn't bail you out? Then you're gonna start talking about the fucking owners. Well, they've always been the problem. You could have won more. You could have won more than you actually did. The bigger honours, the Champions Leagues, and more Premier Leagues. If you had got over the line. Is it fair to say Liverpool fans don't respect the players as well? I'd say it's a bit of a facade that that they're not a classy club. Because we knew this already, but they like to portray the fact that they're classy. They're not. They never have been. But this is more proof of it. Like what the fuck? The Trent didn't really do nothing wrong. Can someone tell me what Trent's done wrong? Because the only reason why he's talking behind their back is because he wanted a new contract. He wants a certain amount of money. But when Real Madrid come along, he's obviously going to go Real Madrid. Like it's quite simple. Big up to Spotlight and Spurs as well. Big up to Melon. Malin, because that's Liverpool. Liverpool. Yeah, that is. I always see that rants clip every single time of him talking about Liverpool can't attract the big players. And to be fair, I can't remember the last time they signed a massive player, like a massive name, because they usually make the names. Van Dijk wasn't a big name. Salah wasn't a big name. Mane wasn't a big name. Alisson wasn't a big name. Robertson wasn't a big name. Trent was through the academy.
The only big name you got was Thiago on a free.
Yeah, it's true. Thiago was the last one.
Oh, by the way, sorry, wait, we're still talking Liverpool and Trent or no?
Yeah.
We're still talking Liverpool and Trent, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, sorry. Because Trent is what it is. Like, all I'll say is this, Trent. All this I can't defend gimmick. Oh, Doku, I let him beat me. Back post doesn't fly at Real Madrid. You're not getting protected like this at Real Madrid.
Oh, they'll be attacking your car.
They're going to do more than attack his car, man. You better learn how to defend at Real Madrid.
They're going to get Gerrarded, bruv. See what Liverpool fans said, Gerrard Real Madrid will do to you, bruv.
So, unless it's going to be Fede Valverde having to play like right center mid to cover you when you bomb forward, you better learn how to defend. But the bright side, bro, you're going to be spamming pre-pause, Noble Philly, balls for Mbappe to chase, Vinny to chase, Rodrigo to chase. That's a dream, man. But yeah.
I can already see them doing the whole in possession. Trent goes up, and then Valverde sits with the defense, sits next to like Rudiger, because Valverde's Valverde. This guy is like he's like three humans, bro. This guy is a defender, an extra midfielder, and an extra attacker on the pitch at once. Valverde is gonna have to cover everything Trent does.
Valverde is the midfielder Mason Mount should have been.
But if he wasn't, on the spectrum.
No, Mount's not on the spectrum, bro. He's a shit. But anyway.
What's happened there?
Chelsea are trying to corner the African market, having hired a new scout team to secure a continent they believe is untapped. Okay. Now they have a 17-year-old Senegalese winger called Yaya Diame, training with them at Cobham. One of the new scouts, Gao, has been in London with the teenagers, helped his country win the under-17s African Cup of Nations. congratulations to the kid. But I'm saying this as a Chelsea fan and as a Nigerian. I'll be real. Who gives a fuck about Africa? Sign me some players in my first team. Chelsea already dominate Africa, bro. One of the best players ever have played for Chelsea. Eto'o, Drogba, John Obi Mikel, Victor Moses. He's dominated. I don't care. Essien. I don't care. Sign me a striker, bro. Sign me a goalkeeper. Sign me a centre back. I don't care.
Villa fan asked earlier, question for Prime, Maresca in and Maresca out.
I guess it's Maresca in, but if he gets sacked, it's not my problem. My problem is these sporting directors. They can fuck off. You're signing another 17-year-old. Who are you, Philly? Wait, no, Philly. She wasn't. No, she was of age. She just didn't consent. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, different charge.
But different charge. Different case. Hey, different case, but they're all still around.
Thomas Partey.
I got a weird case. Why is he around?
Yay! Hey,
Funny put on StreamYard.
Hey, now I need to make a Philly one, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But no, yeah, stop, bro. All these teenagers, like, stop. I still don't have a striker, by the way. Wait, what's funny?
No, because that could be a clip in itself. All these teenagers, stop. Like,
Oh. Wait, does that sound bad out of context? No,
no, it doesn't sound bad on you, but I, like, for example, if I see another like Drake thing, I can just quote tweet that with that.
Oh, fuck.
It's not bad on you.
Oh, I know, but I know this itself is going to be a clip. So, hey, Mike, you better keep this in. Latimus Prime on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, those are the 3 places you post stuff at. Okay, keep that in, Mike's. Okay, if you don't, I'll report the video.
You didn't say this was going to be a whole clip.
No, I know you're clipping this. I know you are. Because it's funny. So, but yeah, stop buying these kids, man. Buy me a striker. I need a striker. I need a quality center back. I need a goal. Well, Petrovic, I'm fine with Petrovic if you don't want to spend on a goalkeeper because he's actually good. I need a center back, at least one. I need a striker, maybe even 2. Apparently, we're selling all these players. By the way, it gets linked to like Newcastle and Villa and Denman. And Kun, he can leave. Yeah. Oh, you didn't notice what I did. Never mind.
No, I noticed it. I can't say anything, bro. Like, what do you want me to say to that? What do you want me to say to that? Like,
wait, you don't agree that he should leave or no? Speak, bro. Hey, you're African. You were talking about your African heritage. Speak now. Look at this guy, fake African man. He's African. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, you have all these guys that are being linked to leave and stuff. Apparently, it looks like we're gonna have like another big. Disasi might be permanent. Oh, fairs. Villa fan, how is Disasi being at Villa? Do you think? You think he's been like a decent signing for you guys? A loan signing anyway. But yeah, all these guys that looks like that are gonna leave. Seems it's gonna be another. I mean, potentially it could be another like big window, which I don't necessarily want in terms of a squad overhaul again, because we're going straight into the Club World Cup, which, you know, all these Arsenal fans keep asking, how do you have all this money to spend? Well, because you guys are stupid enough to buy Havertz. But yeah, people are going to buy some of these guys, and then we're going to spend again. But just so long as we is very good at coaching these guys, it's mad. Yeah, well, you know. People wanted to tell me Emery's not a good coach because of what happened at Arsenal. But
Emery's a brilliant coach. I don't want to hear anything else.
Take him at Chelsea in a heartbeat, man.
You know how?
What did he win at Arsenal? Arteta hasn't won anything either.
If this club was shouldn't say that word, but I've said it multiple times on the channel before.
What?
If this club wasn't stupid, like we would have gotten Emery in that 22-23 season when we already won the Conference League, because Emery would have won the Conference League with us anyway before he went to Villa. Sacked Moyes when like time ago in that season when we were doing shit with the Skamackas, the Carers, the Ageds, the Paquetás. That transfer window with a bunch of possession plays that he couldn't coach, that he wanted at the club because he wanted to change the style of play. Oh, but West Ham fans wanted to change the style of play. No, we didn't. Moyes did. Shut the fuck up. If we signed Emery then, bruv, what the fuck?
Scamacca under Emery is dangerous, bro.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Bro,
Scamacca Bowen front two under Emery.
So chill.
And only, you know, Bowen is literally it's like an Emery type winger, like as well. Like, bro, the way Emery coaches, man.
The window you guys just had, the summer window you had under Emery. Oh, chills, man. Oh, disgusting, man.
Good. Watkins was never that good. But look at Watkins. Emery knows how to get the right type of striker in the right type of certain way. Where it's like he doesn't always have the same striker at every club. By the way, he had Carlos Bacca and Gerard Moreno at Villarreal. He got them to work. He'll get a striker to work because he's just that type of manager.
He made people think that Moreno's a world class striker. By the way, are people telling me?
He had Parejo was a good player, yeah, but he was like 38 playing then. Albiol was on his last legs.
Bro, he had Coquelin playing as an inverted winger, bro, and balling.
Yeah, Capume.
Bro, Spurs fans were telling me that. Look at Juan Foyth. He won the Europa League. Jose never gave him a chance. Juan Foyth is shit.
He had Juan Foyth dribbling, you know. He had Juan Foyth dribbling out from the back like that, bro.
And he shits, by the way.
I haven't watched him since Emery's left.
Because so he shit. Emery.
He had Alberto Moreno.
Bro, Emery had Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson is an Emery player. Jackson is an Emery player if I've ever seen one, bro. That just makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. I really like the way Emery coaches because he's balanced. I like balanced coaches. Do you know when we talk about style of play, defensive, attacking? I like balance. That's why I like Potter. Emery is balanced. He will tighten up in defense when he needs to. He'll play football when he needs to. He'll manage the game when he needs to. He'll slow it down, speed it up, break teams down. He'll do everything. He's adaptable.
Villa fan, because Arsenal.
Yeah, and it's not fair on him.
Why? Arsenal's why. People
Blame Arsenal.
That season where they bottled 5th or 4th, he had Lichtsteiner, Socrates, Mustafi, Old Man Koscielny, Kolasinac as his back five.
Yep.
With was it Leno in goal? I think.
Yeah, Leno was in goal. He signed Leno. Their midfield wasn't good either. Maitland-Niles was there's a big up Maitland-Niles, but Maitland-Niles was there. Xhaka was shit then. People can't tell me. Don't tell me about Xhaka now. I don't care what people say. I don't care about Xhaka. Like this, Arsenal. Yeah, cool. But let's not revision. Let's not do revisionism. Xhaka was shit. Like their attack, yeah. Lacazette was not that good. He was being carried by Aubameyang. Aubameyang carried Lacazette.
But the amount of goals they scored, but even Lacazette was doing well under Emery. The amount of goals they were able to score between them, bro.
Yeah.
You had Ozil, he managed to ball out because he protected him in midfield. Like,
yeah, when he wasn't playing Fortnite, he was playing well.
Bro, he got them to a Europa League final that they shouldn't have got to. I remember that first half. Arsenal had us under ropes. I know we were like, what was it, 1-0 or 1-1? No, we were 1-0 up, but Arsenal had us under ropes. I remember that.
That was like second game of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Oh no, sorry. The game was 0-0. No, I'm talking about Europa League final. The final.
Oh, my bad.
The game was 0-0 at halftime. Arsenal were good. They had us on the ropes, but Arsenal, and they conceded early in the second half, and then they just capitulated. It wasn't Emery's fault. And then second season, he wasn't back going into that second season at all.
Yep.
He already had 2 players anyway, and then
the
guys stopped playing for him because they were laughing at the way he said good evening.
Yep. Like,
his fault.
there was too much pressure on like the likes of Pepe. I don't even think Pepe's that bad, but like there was too much pressure on the likes of Pepe. Kieran Tierney was a good signing, but they needed centre backs that badly. They needed centre backs. You know who else was there the first season under Emery? I'm pretty sure he was there. If not, he's catching strays anyway. Mavropanos was there. I'm pretty sure Mavropanos was there. I'm pretty sure he was either there then or Wenger's last season. Regardless, he was there. I think he might have been on loan at Stuttgart, maybe, by the time Emery came. Pause. But at the same time, he was still there at one point.
Max guy just loves to slander people, man.
Spider-Man, babe.
No, but at least I do it. My facts correct. Was he at Arsenal? When was Emery at Arsenal? Was it 1920 or 1819?
Both. He got sacked in 1920. So your mic's cutting a bit.
Oh, sorry. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no! Wait. No. What?
He wanted Zaha as well. Sorry, he did want Zaha. Bro,
Yeah,
Zaha under Emery at Arsenal. Mad. That would have been mad. That would have been a great signing.
Yeah, what was it? 1920 was when he, I guess, broke through at Arsenal. Well, no. Hold on.
1920, Emery got sacked.
Yeah. So he didn't. He played one Europa League game, 1920.
I'll say he was there.
Yeah, and 1920 he played in the EFL, the Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
So he was there. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. He was there.
He was a kid. He was an academy kid.
He hasn't fucking changed, has he? Has he developed?
Hey, blame Arteta, not Emery. If Emery was still there, he would have developed them.
No, I'm not blaming Emery. I'm blaming Mavropanos. You got Emery sacked by being there. Your aura would it allowed it.
Blaming a kid, man. Have shame.
Oh, fuck off about blaming a kid.
I'm saying
Hold smoke. Hold smoke.
I'm saying your aura.
Hold smoke. Bro, like, listen, that's what I needed to hear. But like, Emery's a fantastic coach. Like, he just has the team. Or I don't even know how he got into Villa and Emery. I think it was because of Disassi. Yeah, Disassi. But, bro, Emery's a good coach, man. Like the way he organized his team, like that Europa League games against Man United and Arsenal, managed the game so well.
Bro, master. Emery's an elite tactician. He's a world-class tactician. The only reason people want to try and criticize that PSG stint he had. He was brilliant at PSG, but that was when PSG were still doing the bullshit of just signing superstars.
Yep.
And then Poch went, Tuchel was there, got them in the Champions League final, and he outclassed Bayern, but like Mbappe and Neymar bottled it in front of goal. And then Tuchel gets sacked, and then they bring in Poch, and then they haven't been back since, really. So, like, he didn't fail at PSG. At Arsenal, I don't think he failed at Arsenal either. Like, the players bottled top four, and they bottled the Europa League final. I wouldn't say he personally failed. So, yeah, it is, bro. If he can win in Europe with Villa, maybe not this season, but if he wins Europa, say next season, he deserves another big job, man. I take him at Chelsea. Bro, if Atletico Madrid are smart, they'd go for him.
He's perfect, you know, for LA. He's an LA manager.
He is, bro. Emery's, bro. None of this bullshit, man. He's like, who we placing? Okay, this is who we're facing. This is how we beat them. None of this bullshit. And when Emery plays a big game, when he plays a game that matters, that's on the line, like what he did when you mentioned Arsenal and Man United, that Arsenal semi-final, I remember it, bro.
Yeah,
one of the best masterclasses I've ever seen, bro.
Yep. Yeah. Joe, I love is the way Emery's team slows down games in possession, but not time wasting, but just when they have the ball, they just stop the ball with the feet and draw you into the press. And the way they play through it, and if they lose it, cool. We'll sit and we'll choose when to press and when to sit back. You're not getting past us. That's why I wanted Emery at West Ham. But probably, you know what's crazy? Some of our fans put him out of that 4-1 loss in November, which was the first loss of the season. That was the one to Spurs, isn't it? I think they lost Spurs away. I think I watched that game. But bro,
Yeah,
people that want Emery out, yeah, I don't think you realize what you've got.
you don't.
I don't
And
think you realize
that
what you've
loss
got,
to
bro.
Spurs was bad. I agree, it was bad. But like bro, like what that people say it was a bad squad, but then how are you then blaming Emery? He didn't assemble that squad, bro.
Yeah,
If Emery was
yeah,
given the money Arteta had been given, bro,
they
he
would
would
have won
have
the
trophies.
league.
He would have trophies by now, bro. Bro, I'd be saying right now, going to the Bernabeu, yeah, you can beat Real Madrid. Yeah, Emery.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy, but like if anyone's got a chance, it's Emery.
I'd
If
be saying,
anyone's got a
yeah,
chance against Carlo Ancelotti, it's Unai Emery.
Unai Emery.
Like Simeone and Emery are them kind of managers. They just are like Simeone is not even defensive. He's balanced. Again, he's another balanced manager that I like. He knows when to attack and when to defend. Like he'll switch it up in a big game. He'll try and he knows how to break teams down as well. He's played some sensational football at Leslie at times when you watch him in the big games. Like they know what kind of strikers they like as well. Like that's why if Simeone was to leave, Emery, it's a perfect the players wouldn't even have to transition that much. It would just be in terms of character. Obviously, it'll be very hard to take over a manager who's been there since 2011. But at the same time, that's almost the perfect transition. That's almost the perfect one. Like I'd back it. Like our fans should be grateful. Every ever left us in the future. We are getting another. We might get a good young coach like the Stuttgart coach or some good upbringing manager. Yeah, that's true. Because you wouldn't go for you can't get another Emery because Emery's at the perfect age where he's not too old, he's not too young, where he's got the right level of experience where he'll stay at a club for a long time and he's ambitious and he might even be better with the sleeping giants like a Villa. Like he might even just be better with teams that are like people wouldn't see them as like top, but you still got some heritage where there's so much potential there that they could overachieve. I hate that word, but you know what I mean.
That's it. And especially how like Emery actually will take like Europe seriously. Are they still in the FA Cup? No.
Yeah, they are against Preston, so they could get to the semi-final.
Quiz scores.
Yeah, so they could go to Wembley. Emery might win that, man.
Bro, if he like, and the thing is, people will say it's crazy, but like, I think they're in the semi-final already. I think they're beating PSG. They're in the semi-final already of the Champions League.
Yeah, we talked about this on Omar's channel. Like, I wouldn't like. People got to stop doing this shit. I get it. Prem fans are arrogant. I get it, but at the same time, yeah, it's Unai Emery. We're not saying it for no reason. We're not saying it because like it's not like it's West Ham. Like I'm not even trying to disrespect my own club here. It's not like it's West Ham, where like you get there for the first time in the Champions League. It'll be a typical West Ham fan thing to give it a go, but we wouldn't get over the line. I wouldn't back us. I don't back us against Ipswich. I'm not going to back us against PSG. Like with Emery and Villa, like Club Brugge is not an easy side to beat. Man City struggled. Man City struggled to beat Club Brugge. They're not an easy side to beat. Villa outplayed them.
Villa struggled against them early in the season in the league phase.
Yeah,
Club Brugge are not easy, and Liverpool are out. So who's the other tie?
So it's Arsenal, Real Madrid,
Yeah,
PSG Villa, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Bayern, Inter, and Dortmund. Who Dortmund facing?
Dortmund, Lille. Oh my god.
Dortmund, Lille.
So is that who that they could face?
I think so.
Dortmund, Lille.
Oi.
Yeah, bro. That's a final path right there. That's a final.
I want to see Villa in a chat. I want to see them win it. I want to see Villa win it. Fuck it. I don't care. I want to see Villa win it.
I want to see the FA Cup.
Because the FA Cup's up for grabs, by the way. It's only Man City.
So
no, apparently, Prime, they even get Arsenal and Real Madrid.
Oh, it's Arsenal and Real
Madrid. You better hope you get Arsenal, boy. You better hope you get Arsenal.
Where would the second leg be in that semi-final? Would it be at the Bernabeu or Villa Park?
Oh man,
that matters. It matters, bro. It matters. It matters. No, you're not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you're done. It's going to be a close game. You're not done.
Do you know what? You actually play really well against Real Madrid. I don't know whether you'll beat them, but you'll play well against Arsenal. You'll beat them. Listen, you'll beat Arsenal. Like I don't even.
bro. Every at the Bernabeu.
You never
Oh,
know. You
bro.
never know. Honestly,
And I look at the FA Cup. It's Fulham Palace, Brighton Forest, Bournemouth City, Preston Villa. Are Villa favourites, or is it still City?
it's still City. It is still City. But after that, it's Villa. I generally think Bournemouth have got a good chance though if they beat City. I do because Bournemouth have won nothing ever. Neither Fulham, neither Palace, but Palace have been there before. Fulham ain't been there in a while, so I think you never know with Fulham. Like, but it's up for grabs. Do you know what? As long as Palace get knocked out, I can relax because
Oh, you don't
I
want
don't
the
know.
London club, yeah.
No, it's not even London. I don't mind if Fulham with it. But Palace are a bunch of wankers. Like, it's not even a West Ham thing. Their fans are just annoying as fuck. There was a Crystal Palace fan that said that Crystal Palace was bigger than West Ham. So I completely.
Oh yeah. I remember. I saw.
I completely debunked that. What happens when you look up Crystal Palace on Google, guys? Runners up, Crystal FA Cup final. Runners up. That's the first thing that comes up. Don't chat to me about bigger than anyone. You're bigger than fucking Good Mays FC, my Sunday League team, back in the day, 2014.
Why do they think they're big? Pause.
No, it's not even their. It wasn't even the whole fan base. It was one particular content creator that was like, he's very like just delusional when it comes to Crystal Palace and stuff. And someone put it in my chat about they think they're bigger than West Ham, and I was like, I can quickly debunk that. And we've got 3 FA Cups for fuck's sake.
You know what's weird? So like when it comes to like the top 6 fans or fans of big clubs, you have this thing of like, oh, Chelsea, we'll say we're the biggest club in London. Arsenal fans think they're bigger than us and stuff like that. Liverpool United will say who's bigger between them, yada yada yada. But you have it with smaller clubs as well. You have like Palace trying to deliver to the West Ham.
Yeah. But do you know what it is, yeah? I don't brag about being like fucking the 10th or 11th or 12th biggest club, whatever we are in England. But people got like we're not small, bruv. Like I'm not saying we're bigger than Forest or Villa because they got Champions Leagues. I'm not saying we're bigger than Leeds or anything. I'm not saying we're like Newcastle. I would debate it because Newcastle's titles came in the 1920s. You know, Hitler's dad was alive. Like, bruv, that's a different debate, bruv.
Man said you want trophies before Aldorf dominated Europe.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
Hey, no, but I don't hear it though because at least they won in Europe. Adolf, he lost in Europe, man. He lost his final. He lost his final in Russia, man.
He's self-destructed,
bro. Russia sat back in that Yugoslavian low block, and Aldorf couldn't break him down, man. Aldorf was playing overlapping. He was playing that blitzkrieg attack, man. It wasn't Gegenpress. Hey, man.
But
Churchill in England, bro. They in the start of the tournament, they weren't playing well, but they woke up when it mattered, man. They woke up when it mattered. I hear it, man.
But this is my thing. If you ain't got a trophy, don't chat to me. Don't chat to me if you ain't got a trophy.
Are Spurs bigger than you guys?
They are, yeah. Overall, they are, yeah. I'm not delusional. They are. Like they still got like 2 league titles. They've got FA Cups as well. So I think we ain't got a league title. So I don't do the whole West Ham are bigger than Spurs thing. I do West Ham have been more successful than Spurs in the past 10 years. Of course, I can do that because it's factual. But Spurs fans still can't chat to me in terms of just general football because Spurs fans don't know how to have a footballing argument. So when West Ham face Spurs, what's usually the thing is that Spurs fans will say that West Ham think that Spurs is their cup final. Now, I do believe in some parts of the fan base that these people are a bit too obsessed with Spurs. And there is a part of the fan base that is a bit too obsessed with Spurs, don't get me wrong. There is. But overall, Tottenham fans can't act like they are bigger than they actually are when they say that you're our cup final. Because Tottenham fans have the ego of Chelsea. And the reason why they have the ego of Chelsea is because you guys and Arsenal bully them. So they try and take it out on us. They try and take it out on us because you guys bully them. So they try and do the whole Chelsea-Tottenham thing against us. The problem is with that is that if I say to you, okay, if Tottenham are so big, what the fuck have you done in the past few years? And you tell me you've made the Champions League, and if I tell you what did you do in it, and your whole thing was we made the final, you're a wanker. In the most disrespectful way possible, you're a shoulder-shaking nonce. Simple as that. That's all you guys are. Like, you guys have no thing to stand on. You guys have nothing to stand on. I promise you, you don't. Because you can't. And do you know why they can't do the whole cup final thing as well? Because when they beat us, I don't hear the end of it from them. I don't hear the end of it from them. I had to go on the football terrace straight after Tottenham beat West Ham 4-1 and be paired up with 3 Tottenham fans. And all of them just saying, oh, it's only West Ham and all that. When it was the first time you beat us in like 2-3 years. That's not a trophy, by the way. When they beat us like 2-0 in the season we won the Conference League, their whole stadium was singing, they're going down, you're going down, you're going, West Ham are going down, and set off flares at full time. You know what happened that season? We won a trophy! In a competition where you lost in the group stage. You lost to NS Mura. I don't care if you got kicked out. You lost to some Slovenian stinky dickheads who plumb on a weekend, and they plumbed you.
So Tottenham literally are Arsenal, because Arsenal fans try and do that to us. When we won the season we won the Champions League, they were celebrating that they beat us 1-0 in the second game, the second fixture against them in the league, even though the team we played was a rotated Chelsea side. We were playing Kurt Zuma at left centre back, bro. We played Kepa in goal, I think. We played a rotated side against them, and I went on the terrace and I just laughed. Like, you guys, we don't care. I was saying, Chelsea fans, don't get rattled by this. We will win the Champions League. It's fine. Don't worry. This doesn't mean anything. And Arsenal fans wanting to get gassed. Like, bro, you're right. Listen, North London, man, wherever it's in that soup, don't eat it, man.
Bro, there's something in the water. There's something in the water, as Koji Radical would say. Like, legitimately, there's something there that I can't even, like, explain. Like, they should be one team. You guys don't like each other, but you guys are exactly like each other. And you guys would never want to admit it because you're like, nah, Arsenal, nah, Tottenham. You guys are just as fucking stupid as each other. I promise you. You guys can't have a footballing conversation. Do you know what's so funny? I'm a West Ham fan. You should easily just mud me by saying that, look what we're doing right now. But no, you have to go back to when I was 4 years old, turning 5 years old, or when you last won a trophy. Your last league title... With Arsenal, the last time you guys won a league title and say you could be the best in England, let alone London, was when I was turning 1 year old. So you guys can't even chat to me. You can't. You can't chat to me. You can chat to me in terms of history. You're a way bigger club. I've never said we're a bigger club than Arsenal and Tottenham.
Hey, listen, like, remember, when Mel didn't say go chat to West Ham, he said Brighton and Fulham for a reason, man.
Because you can't chat to West Ham. You know what's funny? In that season, we finished above them when she said that. Like, we was in top 6.
And that's why she said, don't chat to West Ham, Brighton and Fulham at your level.
Yeah. The reason why you can't chat to me about the Conference League as well, you can't pretend like you don't care. Because we're the reason why you got Conference League. Because we finished 1 place above you. We finished 6th. You finished 7th. Tried to bring Gareth Bale back. Do the whole, the king is back and all that. You know, he's too busy, probably shagging some of your mums in Tottenham in the club. And the other part as well.
Bale only loves golf, man.
But also, they were 3-0 up in that game. A fan said they're bringing on Bell. We're bringing on Bell. They're bringing on Lanzini. Lanzini scores the equaliser, and they bottle a 3-0 lead. Big ups for that as well. That's the only time That's the only time I've ever celebrated a draw, by the way, because we came back from 3-0 down. I don't celebrate draws. I don't care. I don't care about draws. And in that season, when we finished 6th and they finished 7th, you went into a group with Chelsea's feeder club at the time, Vitesse, and Enes Mura, and lost to both of those teams. You lost in the first leg to Paco de Ferreira, trying to qualify for the Conference League. We went unbeaten in the Conference League and won the thing.
Oh, wait, you've been unbeaten in Europe as well?
Yeah?
Hey, heritage, man. Heritage.
We were unbeaten in Europe until Olympiacos beat us in the Europa League, and we still qualified. And the only other team we lost to, Bayer Leverkusen and Xabi Alonso.
Damn.
So, bro, Don't laugh at me about. Don't talk to me about Frankfurt all them years ago. Because guess who's coming up against Frankfurt in Europa League this year? Tottenham Hotspur. So best believe, yeah, when you lose to Frankfurt in the quarterfinals or whatever thing it is, yeah, when you lose, stay out of my DMs, stay out of my comments. Don't at me on Twitter. Stay away. Because it's not. I'm not even going to celebrate that hard. It's going to be the easiest hate watch. It's going to be an even easier hate watch than Real Madrid Arsenal. This one's going to be easier.
No. We need you in the watch along, guys. No, we need you guys here. We need the views. We need the views. We need you.
That's true. That's true. We do need a view. Leave a like on the video. Like this is the thing. This is the problem. This is the problem with Tottenham fans.
Villa fan. I remember because I did a preseason. Before the season started, I did like a season prediction and stuff with some fans and whatever, some Arsenal fans on the channel, and Arsenal fans were trying to there was an Arsenal fan who was trying to like have a go at Villa and talk about how they didn't even do well in Europe last season. They got knocked out, and I was like, that's when they had a lot of injuries. They didn't have a good squad last year. There was the squad depth. They've got a better depth this season, and that's why they're in the FA Cup quarters and the Champions League quarters. I didn't think they'd make it this far in the Champions League, by the way, because I thought they'd struggle through the league phase and then face Real Madrid in the round of 16. I didn't think they'd make it this far. The fact that they're still here and they finished, fourth or something in the league phase? Or third? Bro, Villa, just win a trophy, man.
Yep.
Go win a trophy, man.
If Villa win that Champions League, on my days.
Yeah,
bro,
I remember.
Also late all the shots. Yeah, bro, Olsen, bro, on my days. He's a horrible keeper.
I was so disappointed because if you guys had players fit in that game, you would have won the Europa League last year. You should have, bro. You should have.
Like, shout out to Deck as well. Like, even a Wolves fan saying like, go Villa to win the Champions League. Like, I'd love them to win the Champions League. Like, I'm not bitter. Like, I would be like, oh, it should have been me and all that, bro. Like, you earned it, bro. Like, I've never had anything against Villa. Like, I like Emery. I've liked Villa since Emery's been there.
Bro, if Emery not only matches Arteta's trophy haul, but doubles it, wait, a major trophy, the Champions League, boy.
Yep.
Hey,
different conversations.
Emery, man, my manager.
You see North London, yeah. I beg you, just exterminate. It'll be so funny.
Just make one club, man.
There's currency much of that Olympia scores for the plus the Modern Europa League. Yeah, it's a shame, but like you could, even if you don't win a Champions League, you win an FA Cup. Like you could do that.
Yeah, definitely.
You could do that. Go for both cups. Go for both cups. I'd be tempted to fucking say forget the league, even though you're still in Europe.
Do you think the season that you guys when you won Conference League, right? That summer, if you guys had sacked Moyes and brought in Emery, do you think Declan Rice stays?
No, he would have gone anyway. It was 1 year left. He was never going to sign a new deal. Even though common sense would have been well, Emery was already at Villa.
Yeah.
But let's say we hired like a proper manager, then I don't know who would have been available at that time. I don't really remember. But let's say we hired a somewhat ambitious manager. The common sense thing to do would be, I wanted to leave West Ham to win trophies, but I've just won a trophy with West Ham. I'm not going to leave unless a Man City put the right bid in. The only reason, by the way, can I just dispel a myth real quick here? Arsenal fans like to say Declan Rice rejected Manchester City for Arsenal. No. As much as his preference was to stay in London, guess who didn't bid the money properly? Manchester City. They didn't go for the 105. They bidded the exact same as Arsenal did with their first bid when we said it was an embarrassing bid. And Arsenal fans thought, West Ham are saying it's an embarrassing bid because it's Arsenal. No, City put in the exact same bid and we told them it was embarrassing. I'm pretty sure it was like 80 plus 10. Something like that, or 80 plus 5. Something like that. It was like 85 million. I can't remember. I made videos on it at the time. And then Arsenal paid the money that they should have. Because they knew we're not going to drag this on. We're not that kind of club. We're not Real Madrid where we can wait until the players going to leave on a free. Declan Rice is that kind of person, by the way, to sign a short-term deal just so we wouldn't sell him on a free. He's that kind of person. He waited. We got the best out of him. He got the best out of us. it was the right time to leave because we knew he was going to leave. Everyone that said he was going to leave the season before that, I knew that no one was going to pay the money because the teams interested at the time were Chelsea and Man United. Every year, Chelsea and Man United were linked with Declan Rice. They were never paying the money. Simple as that. Arsenal were.
Bro, we never put in a bid. Declan Rice was twerking, going on. Bro, Declan Rice was at our preseason tour with Mason Mount the year before he left. Bro, I think when we won the Champions League, he was at our preseason tour in America. For no reason. You're just chilling with the man then. Why? He wanted to come to Chelsea. He was twerking heavy for Chelsea. Heavy. But we beat City in a bidding war, guys. We're back. All right, man.
It would have been much worse, by the way, if he went to Chelsea, for my sake. Because not only do I like West Ham, Chelsea is there's something there. There's nothing to do with West Ham, Arsenal. I just hate Arsenal. It's nothing to do with West Ham. It's a personal thing. West Ham fans have already just started to join me in hating Arsenal. I'm not saying I started a wave because nobody knows me like that, but you've only just started to hate Arsenal because Declan Rice is there. I've been hating Arsenal all my life. I grew up with Arsenal fans. I hate Arsenal. I've always hated Arsenal. In primary school, Arsenal and Man United fans were there. If you weren't a West Ham fan in my area, you was an Arsenal and Man United fan. It's still kind of the same now. And these Arsenal fans in my area are so shameless, yeah. Let me tell people a quick story. Yeah? When Declan Rice's bid was accepted and it was the here we go for Fabrizio and all that, I'll go to the gym and I see Arsenal fans wearing Arsenal shirts in my area. I'm like, I haven't seen you, man, come out in time. I haven't seen you, man, wear Arsenal shirts with pride in my area in time. I don't know these people, but I know what these Arsenal fans are like. But you know when we beat them in the Carabao Cup? I didn't see one Arsenal shirt. I didn't see one Arsenal shirt the next day when I was on my way to the gym in the same road and when you was wearing Arsenal shirts proudly because you signed Declan Rice. Like, I know what you might have like. This is why I said the Arsenal fans are exactly how they are in real life, like they are on Twitter.
Yeah,
like
when people say when people say it's just people on Twitter, no, it's not, bro. You're like this in real life. Stop this.
Like don't get me wrong, a lot of fan bases, like literally every other fan base, I would say you've got fans that are completely different from real life to Twitter. They've got that, but Arsenal fans are not like that. Like it's rare you get an Alfie or Josh or whatever. Like you don't get many of these people. You get more of the Twitter lot that actually exist in real life, because a lot of the faceless Twitter accounts on every fan base in the Premier League, they're more from other countries anyway. But there's a lot of English ones as well, like diehard English like Twitter accounts, and then you got the foreign fans who like to do the clip farming and the fucking tweet botting and all that. You got that in every fan base. In every fan base, you got the English bots, you got the foreign bots, but they're like that in real life for Arsenal fans. They're like that in real life, worldwide as well. There's something in the water with every Arsenal fan. It's like when you're born to be an Arsenal fan, you was dropped on your head 3 times. Bowling pins everywhere. Like, they are ridiculous. We're going out to wear Arsenal shirts after you signed Declan Rice. Get a grip. Get a grip, man. Because before, they were saying Party over Rice in combined 11s. As soon as Rice signed, Rice is better than Party.
Bro, I keep saying that. This Declan, and again, I'll keep saying this. I rate Declan Rice. I have, since he was coming through at West Ham, because he was Irish, and I was watching him play for Ireland. And I also watched, academy, under 21s and stuff for Ireland and stuff like that. So I've been watching this guy and thinking he could be our fix for midfield. I remember summer 2021. Not summer 2021. Summer 2022. So the year after the Euros. I remember doing a thing on the terrace, and they were doing who's been young player of the season or whatever, and people were saying Declan Rice and talking about how, oh, look what happened after the Euros and the abuse he got and the adversity from losing and getting abuse and how well he's done for Arsenal. And I remember saying Declan Rice, because he was in that England team. He lost as well. He faced not the racism, but he faced the same adversity. The opening game of the season for West Ham, he had a terrible first half. He was getting abuse, and then from that moment until the end of the season, he was flawless for West Ham. Brilliant. I was saying to people that this guy is one of the best ball winners in the world. He's up there to being world class. He's just as good. At that point, maybe it was a bit of an exaggeration, but I was saying he's just as good as Partey, Rodri, Casemiro. He's world class. I was saying that. And people were laughing at me and talking about, no, Declan Rice, he's not that good. Just English, whatever. He's not that good, yada, yada, yada. Now he's at Arsenal. People have to say he's world class. Why? He's no different than what he did at West Ham, by the way. Barring the fact he can take a corner, he's no different.
That's facts, by the way.
He still wins the ball the same way. He still tackles the same way. He still drives with the ball from midfield the same way. He still box crashes the same way. He still strikes the ball the same way. He still passes the same way. He does everything the same.
And the only difference now,
Arsenal signed a quality midfielder, but he's not worth 100 mil. The only reason why he's worth 100 mil is because he had a year left out of his, or 105, sorry. He had a year left of his contract for one. Arsenal were stupid enough to overpay, two, and because he's English. If he was Irish, he's not worth 105 mil. You're not spending that. People would laugh. Are you paying that for Josh Cullen? Or for Evan Ferguson? Actually, that's a better example. Evan Ferguson. People are saying he's not worth 100 mil. But why is Declan Rice worth 100 mil? Why is the Lap at Ipswich worth 100 mil? He's English. But if the Lap was Irish, no one's paying that. People are laughing. Dibbling. But Dibbling was Irish. If that was McAtee at Leicester, who I think they're around the same age, everyone's laughing at me. But because it's Dibbling, 100 mil, yeah, okay, I hear it. No.
And this is the thing with Declan Rice as well. He does all the things the same. He's the same player, as you said, bar taking a corner, because this guy tried to take corners at West Ham. He couldn't. But they don't know how to use him. I've said this every time. They don't know how to use him. He's a double pivot, ball-winning player. Simple as that. Win the ball back and give it to someone else. It's a very simple job. If your manager wasn't, some form of spasm, he would play a pivot of Rice and Partey and have just Wanyeri in the 10 roaming around. Because Partey can distribute the ball forward, Rice can win the ball, and Wanyeri can have a free roll. But your manager is hyperbolic. That is the way to get the best out of Declan Rice.
That helps Partey because Partey doesn't have legs. Partey has a case, but he doesn't have legs. Yeah. Declan Rice doesn't have a case, but he has legs, so it's a perfect.
Yeah. The only thing that has legs is the case, funny enough.
And then you have Declan Rice literally be the wall between Partey and Ranieri. So,
Yeah.
What's that?
Exactly.
What was it called? Child's bearing rules? No.
Just childbinding
rules. Safeguarding rules, because they can't be in the same dressing room. So Declan Rice can relay the message across. Yeah, I hear it. That works. Yes. We fixed our midfield issue, guys. We fixed it, guys. Hey, and we didn't have to spend 100 mil.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what's bad as well? What Declan Rice used to do is he doesn't drive with the ball as freely because Arteta's a terrorist, but also his best attribute. People take the piss out of his short pass, and I get it. But at the same time, he was allowed to dribble and then cross-field pass when the whole other side was locked on the pitch. The way he switches play, that switch to play. If you played him in the left of a pivot, and him switching it to Saka, and then Saka constantly getting into 1v1s because Saka has a good first touch, has good intangibles, and he's constantly getting 1v1 with the defender. I don't think you guys understand how much of an upgrade you'd be as a team.
Especially the fact Arsenal play low block. So in a low, when you're playing against a big side, if you can just have Declan Rice maybe beat a man and then just make that switch to Saka, bro.
Yep.
This is basic stuff, bro.
Yep.
And this is why I'm saying, again, I rate Rice. I rate him. I was still taking him at Chelsea now because we have racism guy. But he's no different. And you know what? That's fine. He shouldn't have to be a better player. But when you spend the big money on him, and I'm not someone who looks at price tags, but if you're spending big money on a player, you make sure you get the best out of him. You're not getting the best out of Rice. You're truly not. And that's the detriment of your team because you're playing Partey at right back when he should be in your midfield, but Partey doesn't have legs. So maybe I should pair the guy who has an engine with him. Pair them together in a double pivot. Instead of inverting one of your fullbacks, let your fullback, one of them bomb forward, tuck in Rice in the pivot, and then let Wanyeri play. You don't want to play him because he's a kid, fine. Play him in midfield with two experienced players.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And and you guys have the perfect fullbacks to whether it's Timber, White, or Lewis Skelly to bomb forward and just let Rice sit back because they're all comfortable going forward. Timber's comfortable going forward. Ben White is. Lewis Skelly is. He's a midfielder for fuck's sake. Like, it's literally perfect. But Arteta, I don't know. Something's not right in his head anyway. This guy's bringing out light bulbs and telling people to pickpocket. Like, he's pickpocketing his own players.
Bro, and if you want Declan Rice to box trash, you have Wanyeri or not Skelly, who'll just come and invert and he can do. Bro, you do all of that. All you then need is a top. You could spend all your transfer budget on a striker if you just do what we said. Literally, even Martinelli will still be functional. Just buy a top striker, and then your problems are solved. And I mean, you still won't win the league because you'll bottle it somehow. But regardless, your team problem will be solved.
And you missed out on all this big, like, that's how good the Arsenal era could have been. Now, you're going to have you playing the same exact way, bottle the league again. Saliba's going to leave next year, well, in 2 years, whenever his contract runs out. And then, and cool, let's say he does sign a new contract. You're still not winning the league because you guys don't invest. You guys don't invest into the positions you need because Trossard, Partey, Jorginho, Kivior, Zinchenko are all going to leave. Cool. You're not going to spend any of that money properly. You finessed Crystal Palace 30 million for Eddie Nketiah, and you didn't spend it. You instead just got Sterling on loan because Reece Nelson went out on loan. Which, by the way, Reece Nelson is better than Sterling. And by the way, Reece Nelson was doing well for Fulham before he got injured. He was playing his part because Marco Silva is a coach. He's a coach. He will get a meaty Premier League player and just get the best out of them. Nelson's Iwobi, Smith Rowe. He's making Adama Traore look non-spasm. Adama Traore is just functioning somewhat. He does, as long as he doesn't shoot, he's actually okay. Like, as an okay footballer. Doesn't mean, by the way, a lot of these. Listen, I remember West Ham fans because they thought because boys put Arnautovic as a striker when he was first here and Antonio as a striker. These West Ham fans, including my own uncle, was saying this to me. We should sign that Adama Traore and convert him as a striker like an Antonio. You can't, by the way, why am I signing a meaty winger to convert him as a striker but his worst attribute is shooting? I generally think you just saw a big black man who's strong and fast and wanted to put him up front. That's what I generally think, in my opinion, is what you saw. You saw a man who is who's a worse Antonio and thought, just put this guy up front because he can't finish. Antonio's a better finisher.
Forget finishing. Does he have the first touch?
No, but neither does Antonio. But Antonio knows how to use that properly. Where he'll take a bad first touch, the defender thinks they got it, and then all of a sudden, move. No. Antonio's
move, man, is crazy. Yeah. No. I rate Antonio. I'm talking about Traore.
So,
I've never seen.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. With Antonio, he'll take a bad first touch, but he'll use it properly, so he can shift the defender off. If Traore does that, he would see the defender there.
Bro, at a certain
he would see it.
I see. Antonio does that so much. At a certain point, I think he does that on purpose. He does. On purpose.
He does. Do you know him in Europe was a cheat code, by the way, because them European defenders, big team, small team, don't come up against Antonio. They know. When we face Sevilla, oh my god, I think his name is Gudelj and Koundé. They wanted to kill themselves coming up against Antonio. Antonio was just like, I'm gonna smack you.
Don't
smack you up.
Bro, Koundé's already short anyway, bro. The guy's like barely a midge, bro. Like you don't face an Antonio. That's why with the Prem, the one thing you have is the physicality. You don't face Antonios. You don't face Raul Jimenez's. You don't face the Laps. You don't face these you don't face Chris Woods. You don't face these big fuck off strikers, bro.
Yeah,
don't face these guys.
That's why I'm hoping the Lap comes to West Ham.
You mid-table Premier League sides take Europe seriously. You see what West Ham did it with Moyes. You see how easy it is to win. All you need is an X factor in Bowen, have a move man striker in Antonio, and you can just win.
We just had players that ran and that Bowen could finish. Like that was it. Like we had Declan Rice and Bowen. Like our whole game plan, is literally Rice, Bowen, Antonio. That was it. Rice, Bowen, Antonio, and Souček will pop up with a goal. Rice, Bowen, Antonio, because Ford dug around. Fordhouse did a good job. Cresswell did a good job to an extent. Like Diop Balbuena, Dawson, Ogbonna. Ogbona's a good defender. Dawson is all right on his day. Diop is head case. Balbuena, he got sold before we even made it to Europe. These aren't great centre backs. We had Zuma. Don't get me wrong. When Zuma was fit, Jesus Christ, this guy was rock solid for us. But his knees just disappeared, and kicking too many cats. That's what happens. But at the same time, but it was just like you just need to take every competition you're in, take seriously, because you know what it is. It's not just Europe. Take the FA Cup fucking serious. Because you know how these smaller teams go and beat you. You could be the smaller team against the Man Cities, Man Uniteds, etc. These men don't take the FA Cup serious because there's no prize money. Go and take your opportunities. Go and take them. It's there. It's literally there. Go and take it. The trophy's in your hands.
You get upsets when people say, "Oh, it's embarrassing that like Liverpool couldn't beat Plymouth." Well, you know, Plymouth took it seriously. That's why.
Yep.
It's not like Liverpool played Mo Salah and Alisson and they lost. No, Liverpool played kids and Ipswich took it. And Plymouth took it seriously. And you guys should be more of these teams should be doing this.
Yeah, like Sheffield United made it to a semi-final not that long ago, like 2 years ago. They got to Wembley. Like people can say, "Oh, but they faced this team." They would have the worst team. Some of the worst teams you could face in the FA Cup run is an in-form EFL team, because Plymouth weren't even in form. By the way, Plymouth have had a horrible season. They're in a relegation bout every year when they go to the Championship. Facing let's say you came up against Middlesbrough right now, maybe your Coventry when Lampard took over a bit earlier or whatever. Like you don't want to come up against these teams in the FA Cup. You don't. Like that's why against Preston Villa will be fine because Preston aren't that good. But if they come up against a Sheffield United, a Coventry, it would have been a different like sort of thing, especially Coventry, because Coventry Villa, like it's Midlands, they'll make it a bigger thing, even though it ain't a big rivalry. Like every team should be taking this shit seriously, because even if you're not on good form, people see the FA Cup and Carabao Cup as a refreshment for them. They can take their mind off the league. We don't have to look at the league table this week. We can take their minds on the cup, and let's see if we can refirm our season in a different competition by winning that game.
No, that is bad. You know how much that could turn your season around if, like again, West Ham, how poor you guys were, but you won the Conference League. So that makes it a brilliant season, bro.
Yep, it does. And like we was in a relegation battle that season, like bad. We was terrible. Like, and listen, I'm very much I'm the most negative West Ham fan there is. That's why every time we're in a relegation battle, I know when we're going to get relegated and when we're not going to get relegated. That's why I said this season and that season we were never getting relegated. With how bad we were, we still have a Bowen. Paquetá was coming into form in that second half of the season. Declan Rice was still there. Declan Rice is not letting West Ham get relegated. He's not. Simple as that.
He knew that would affect his big move.
Yeah, but also him and Suchek will run brick walls. Like simple. Like we've got players there that have got quality. Like when we got relegated under Avram Grant, it was a different situation. When you go to the Conference League, bro, we just got battered by whoever. And we're going up against Larnaca, bruv. I've never heard of Larnaca. But we beat Larnaca, bruv.
Why it works in Europe, because when these small European sides or mid-table sides or whatever face like a Man United or a Chelsea or whatever, these like Copenhagen facing Chelsea a few weeks ago, these guys will defend because you're facing a big club. But if Copenhagen has to face a West Ham, they're not going to treat West Ham like a big club. So they'll come out and want to put their foot on the ball and play attacking. And West Ham will just say, you know what? Bowen and inshallah, and we'll get through.
Yeah, but you know it's so funny, yeah? Because that's how we beat Alkmaar. That's how we beat Fiorentina. Even Fiorentina, even though they're a massive club, it's still Fiorentina. They're not like fucking like Basel or anything. Like it's still Fiorentina. Like these teams just wanted to play football in the Conference League. Like that's why I hope a Bournemouth fix the fuck up, fix your form up, because you're a good team. Yeah, just put the ball in the back of the net for fuck's sake. Because I want to see these lot win something. I want to see these lot do something. Because I really like the way they play under Iraola. I really like the way they're recruiting. I like their stadium, their fans, good club. Go and win something. Yeah, go get in that Conference League. I'm begging, because that what I felt there, you guys will feel. You guys will blaze that league. You guys will blaze that competition. Anyone that finishes in the Conference League that is not a Big Six club, you're going to love it. Funny trips away. If you've got the P's, you can scam yourself a ticket. Like, you're going to love that. Even go to the fan zones. If you're not going to go to the game, go to the fan zones, go to the pubs where they're going to watch the game. You'll still have a good time. Like,
bro, trust me.
That's something I didn't get to do.
Bro, like, we're playing some of our academy kids and they're balling, bro, in this Conference League. Bro. And Cuckoo, I think, has like 2 hat-tricks. in this competition, bro. It's crazy. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Like, especially like a Bournemouth. If you guys can keep like a Semenyo and stuff like that, or like it just, bro, like just win it because it's not that. It's really not that difficult. Even in Europa
Yeah.
League, like
Yeah.
an Aston Villa
You can go
level,
far.
a West Ham level, if you guys just lock in, truly lock in. I know it's grueling having to go away to like an Eastern European side. It's annoying, but it means so much if you win it, bro. It really does.
Yeah.
No, I don't care what a Spurs fans tell me about. We finished fourth. No one cares, man. Truly, no one cares. Win a
Yeah,
trophy.
no one cares. Yeah. And like, I generally think that we need. That's why I'm begging us to fix up in the summer because I have a standard at this club. I'm the only one that holds West Ham to a standard. So what I want, I know everyone wants European nights back, but I demand European nights back. But people be like, you heard that under boys. We were slipping. We weren't finishing. We didn't finish. Did we finish in Europe in that season? No, we finished ninth. So shush, be quiet. I'm not trying to hear just because one season dropout. I know you want him out. No, it was 18 months of shit. That's why I'm arguing with Potter. He's good enough to get us back there. You only need to go on a certain run of games to get into a European space. Look at the league now. Between 4th and 10th, there's only like 3 points. Go and get me something. Go and get me a couple players. With Bournemouth, no, Semenyo won't leave. As good as he is, he won't leave. It's going to be either Kirkes, maybe. Hoyson will probably leave. But even if they lose Hoyson, you got Senesi, you got Sabani, recruit another good centre back because your recruitment's really good. You'll be back, you'll have competition. Senesi was the guy before he got injured and Hoyson took his place. They already had a good centre back partnership. Everyone's forgetting about Zabani. Everyone's forgot Hoyson's a great centre back, but everyone's forgetting about Zabani. Just as good as him, by the way, if not better. It's just Hoyson's 2 years younger than him, 3 years younger. Like, Hoyson's really good, but Zabani's also really good. They've got players that already existed there, like Lewis Cook and Brian Christie. Players that were always good, by the way.
Bro, they have
It's just the
Alex
right manager
Scott
got
as
the tune
well,
out of them.
he's been injured for like
Yeah.
a long time. But
Yeah, that's why you don't play it all the time. Like this manager's getting the best out of Uatara, bro. Playing him up front before Evan Nilsson came back. Uatara was not that good under Gary O'Neill, but Gary O'Neill's shit.
bro,
Simple as that.
and this is what I want to get onto. Areola, don't be stupid. I beg you, don't be stupid.
Stay at Bournemouth.
Because the way people look at you now, if you go to Spurs, they're going to say you just had a fluke season.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Stay
not
at
going to
Bournemouth.
be respected, bro. Honestly, bro, you're not gonna, bro. You're gonna go from Zabrani and Hoyson to Ben Davis and Dragusin.
Yep. Players that can't play your football. Dragusin shits.
Bro,
He
I know you
shits.
haven't had a striker this season, but like Richarlison's not your solution, bro. Richarlison is a striker and he's not good. So like you're gonna downgrade from not having a striker to having Richarlison.
So like he's injury prone as well. He won't play. He's a good
Brendan
player. But he just won't
Johnson,
play.
you could actually get something from Brendan Johnson, I think. But regardless, the Spurs team's not good. Just stay at Bournemouth, bro. Stay at Bournemouth, and then I don't know, replace Emery at Villa.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Like,
Yeah,
bro, Iraola's like,
or replace Potter at West Ham. Do one of those. Like that's the actual step up you need.
yeah.
Not going to Spurs to do fuck all. Not because you're not good, but because Spurs isn't good. Like
Surely it comes to a point now where whoever's the next Spurs manager actually has to look at that club and be like, I don't care what I'm getting paid here. This is gonna damage my reputation. Surely, because I can't be asked to see another big name manager. It won't be like Conte big or Mourinho big, but even like someone as big as Postecoglou, who won something at Celtic, to actually look at Tottenham Hotspur and think that's attractive. I'm not saying we're like more attractive or anything, but I'm saying we're less of a risk. Whereas like you could say, oh, it's West Ham sort of thing, but at Tottenham, even though it is Tottenham that is the problem, it won't be looked at like that in the grand scheme of things. You'd have to wait so long to then prove out your next job. Look at Nuno and Conte. Simple.
bro, it's crazy because even Lopetegui, right? People are saying, oh, because it's West Ham. People aren't looking at Lopetegui like he truly failed, even though he did.
Yep.
So you're right. You're right. Like, bro. Oh,
it's true.
Yeah, bro. Listen, just wait it out, man. Go Villa, or wait until West Ham, or even like
Newcastle.
don't come Chelsea. Don't go Chelsea. Yeah, maybe Newcastle.
Newcastle makes
Chelsea.
sense.
Don't come Chelsea. go abroad, man. I keep saying to these managers, don't like. I know the Prem is great and all, but like, do you really just want to be in the Prem for the sake of being in the Prem? If that means you're at like Spurs, no.
Yeah, you need. I'm trying to think of the right project. Do you know what? Xavi Alonso, if you could be his successor, fuck it.
Leverkusen, you think he's ready for that to be challenging?
Yeah. But it's just not the Premier League challenging. He's ready to challenge in a foreign league.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
he's that kind of he's that kind of manager that would beat company to a league title.
Oh yeah. They have company, so that is a lot easier now. Because I was thinking Bayern Munich, but it's company's Bayern Munich, so it's a lot easier now. Yeah, there's.
Because no one's talked about the Bundesliga league title, yeah. But at the same time, they're only like 6 points ahead or 9 points ahead, wherever it is. Like you never know that Harry Kane judge, the Eric Dyer judge, could still be upon Bayern Munich.
And plus, Alonso leaving this summer. 1 or 2 Leverkusen players will be gone. Their owners will see it as a rebuild. They're not going to be like Prem focused, where they'll think, "Oh no, you have to win, even though the squad's bad." No, they'll look at it as a rebuild with you. So they'll give you like 2 years or whatever to,
Verts will leave. Yeah. Verts will leave. Like you'll get a replacement. Like it makes sense. Like because unless you go back to Bilbao and build something with like Nico Williams leaves or whatever, and then you get a big. Well, you don't even spend money there. You bring through academy kids, but like he's that kind of manager. Like I think he's been at Bilbao before, but as a player or something. So it's those kind of jobs. Like Newcastle, Villa, because he's like the modern day Emery in a sense. He's kind of in a similar mold, not exactly the same, but in terms of principle. But he's like people think Iraola is just a playing out of the back possession based manager. No, he goes direct at times, but also in away games he slows the game down as well. He knows how to manage games, but it's just putting the ball in the back of the net is what Bournemouth lacking. And as much as good as Evan Nelson has been, they still need a better striker.
What he needs now is like I said, you need a trophy to prove that.
Yeah,
especially now. Like I don't know what he did earlier in his career, but now you have eyes on you. You need to keep those eyes on you by actually winning. You know, it's not just enough now to like say I play good football next year. Target that Europa, or even if it's conference. I'm assuming they'll finish Europa spot, but even if it's conference, bro, that's even easier. Conference is such an easy stat pad that like. You're not facing anyone. So, like, look at Chelsea. We just beat Copenhagen, who are one of the like favorites. But now we've got an easy path to the final. Like, we're not facing anybody.
If you win Bournemouth their first trophy, like first major trophy, like it's Conference League, it'll be like winning like what we do with that 10 World Cup. I know we're a bigger club, but it's still like winning like 10 World Cups. Like, and also at the same time as well. With Iraola, like you're 10th right now, so you can finish in any competition in Europe because every team around you is just a shit. I've never been convinced by Brighton, despite their 4 out of 5. They just got better individuals than they did under their previous managers. I didn't rate De Zerbi either, but let's say under Potter, the reason why Potter was never up there until and funny enough, until the season where he actually left for Chelsea, he had Mopai up front. Welbeck is a good player, but injury prone.
No,
like,
but Potter, he had to transition like Brighton. He had to build them to be actually a good side. So
and he had to build like the reason why they play possession-based football now is because of him. Like they had Chris Hughton before annoying. That.
He couldn't take advantage of Brighton actually being good. He couldn't take advantage of that. So annoying.
Like, but it's like this manager ain't that good for Brighton now, but they've got better individuals. They've got João Pedro carries that fucking team. Like I don't think people because that midfield isn't that good. Like that Matoma isn't that good. Like
Brighton's another club that, like, if you're in Europa, go win it.
Yeah, don't do what you did last time.
You'll have, I mean, depending on what big teams like get dragged into Europa or knocked in Europa, you'll probably have the best striker there in Welbeck. You'll have probably the best wingers there. You'll have the best fullbacks there. You'll have the best goal defense center backs there. Like. There's no reason why you can't win a Europa League or even a conference. Like, there's no reason.
Also, now nobody drops from the Champions League, so
exactly.
So it's actually easier to win it because of the quality level. Marco Silva. And speaking of Fulham, Marco Silva, because Marco Silva gets like if Fulham could do something in Europe, Fulham are that kind of team. I think are most likely to do something in Europa. Obviously, apart from Villa, like. That are competing for those spaces just because of the squad and the coaching they have. He's so adaptable. Like Iwobi will rise in big games. Robinson, Smith Rowe, Jimenez.
Bro.
Like they'll all rise in big games.
Bro, if they can keep, I mean, Robertson is probably going to leave. I think he'll be the only big name leaving that squad. But like, Roby, Smith Rowe, Willian, if they enter Europe, he'll stay for another season. You have Jimenez, Calvin Bassey. That's disgusting, bro.
Even Ryan Sessegnon is a squad player. Like he came on and scored against Tottenham. This guy is back to his home. Like his homecoming for him. He's back to where he loves playing football.
He's next season will be a big year for him, bro. I think he's finally getting back to what he should have been.
I hope so.
He'll be their left replacement. I think they'll be fine. He'll be their left back replacement. But like what? Bournemouth, Villa, Fulham, Brighton, Forest, like top Champions League next year might be tough for them. But then again, like maybe they'll do that whole thing of we've won it before, and they'll make their stadium like they'll make it like a big thing.
A fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they end up in Europa, go win it. No excuse now. Go win it.
And also, they'll probably get Champions League, but the way they defend, they'll give teams a tough time, man. They'll give because think about it, they're doing well in the league phase in the Premier League. In that league phase, they could do really well, and they throw money at it, and their play seems to settle quite quick. They've got the right coach for it, so like
you've got players there also with like you have the right blend of experienced players and like Aina and Chris Wood mixed with young players with a point to prove, like Alanga and Cho, who were at big clubs, came through their academies, and they're deemed as like failed wonder kids or whatever with a point to prove. You have Morgan Gibbs White went for big money to Wolves, didn't exactly work out, but now again trying to redeem himself. If you guys go into Europe and they end up facing like I'm saying a biggish side, like say a Milan away from home or something at San Siro, playing on the counter, bro, that'll be big for them, bro.
Yeah. Even a Juve, they could. Well, Juve probably won't even make Champions League at this point, but they could beat Juve. That sounds mad, innit? Sounds mental, but it's true. But that's just based off name that why it sounds mental. They're a better team than Juve.
And
it's crazy.
And I know people will listen to this and say, "Well, you guys say the football is shit, but we just named Brighton and Fulham who can go win in Europe." And Mike's just said, "You can beat Juve." That's why football is shit. If you can go beat Juventus in Turin with Brighton, okay.
Yeah. Like, come on. Like, that's why we're saying it. It kind of exclamates our point a bit more. Like, I'm being real. That's why I don't. It's because I don't even mind Brighton, but I just don't really like the way they play compared to how they did against Potter and De Zerbi. Even though I don't rate De Zerbi, they still play better at football. So they still like kind of like, for me, rewarded what the results were. Even though, like, put it this way, I don't believe in like deserving to win or whatever. If you win, you win. If you win, you deserve to win. It's a 90-minute game. But for me, with Fulham and Aston Villa and Bournemouth, it would just be a lot more interesting. Like, I want to see a Fulham or Bournemouth in the Conference League so I can see them try and win it, especially Bournemouth. I want to see Bournemouth in the Conference League specifically because I want to see that stadium in Europe regardless. But imagine Bournemouth in a Conference League or Europa League. I try and tune into their games like as much as possible. Like that team, like the way they play is nice.
I was the same when West Ham when you got into Europa League that season. I said you guys are going to win it, and I was shooting and watching your games, bro.
We're close, very close.
And then when you got into Conference League the next year, I was like, okay, yeah, now it's a lot easier. Now you guys should just go.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? Yeah, I'm the most negative West Ham fan ever. But I knew we would win that. I had no worries about winning it. Was I nervous? Yes, I was nervous in the semi-final. I was nervous in the final. I've never felt that kind of nerves ever in my life. I didn't say a word. I was sitting in my sofa, sunk in. I was basically in my sofa, bruv. Like I didn't know. I couldn't say anything. My mum was talking like a normal game. I was acting like it was a normal game, but I knew she was nervous as well. But at the same, she was like asking me questions at half time, and I was like, "Yeah, we need to do better." Like I was just nervous, bro. I was like, but at the same time, I knew we'd win that. Like, and listen,
Nah.
we did win we lost the Europa League fair and square to Frankfurt. Frankfurt were just a better team. Glasgow played a masterclass. Like, they had Kostic, that wing back there, and Ndika. At centre back, Kamada was playing really well. Like, they had a good team.
Wait.
Like,
Indika before he went to Wolves.
no, Ndika before he went the Roma guy, Evan Ndika.
Yeah. Indeed, that's the Indika I'm talking about. He was at Wolves as well, no?
No, he wasn't at Wolves. He went to
Okay, I'm
Roma
thinking of
after
someone else.
Frankfurt.
But yeah, that Indika, I know who. But I know who you're talking about now. I was thinking of another
He's a good
guy.
player.
Yeah, that Indika, he is a good player. And you,
Yeah,
bro, again, you see how, like, because the way you were feeling, right?
yeah,
That's how us fans of big clubs feel when we're like in a Champions League semi-final, bro, or a
Yep.
Champions League final. That feel
Mm.
you like, and that's what I'm saying. You guys that support small clubs, don't buy into this big club mentality of no one cares about Europa, no one cares about Carabao, no one cares about Conference League. You guys should care. You should, because realistically, even if you manage to like have a few good years of finishing top four, or maybe you somehow stumble across a title challenge like what Spurs did, you have nothing to show for it.
Yep.
The only people that care what Spurs did under Poch is Spurs fans. The only people that care what Arsenal are doing now under Arteta is Arsenal fans. The football world doesn't really care. We don't take you seriously.
Yep.
We expect West Ham. We expect more from West Ham now because of that Conference League win. That's why people will say, "Oh, Lopetegui did a bad job." But if they didn't win that Conference League, would people be saying Lopetegui did a bad job?
No, they don't care.
West Ham.
Yeah, nobody would be talking about us. And people only talk about us when we're bad anyway. I'm just being real with it. That's why I don't really like the disingenuous Moyes takes, because nobody was giving Moyes credit when we were good. Nobody was like bro. Patrick Vieira and Thomas Frank were nominated for Manager of the Year in the season we finished 7th and we were in the Europa League, and David Moyes wasn't. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I believe whoever wins the league should win Manager of the Year. I don't care about individual awards, but my point is keep the same energy.
Oh, you're likely gonna really?
I just don't care about individual awards like that. Like, for me, like, I get doing the best job with what you can, yeah, and I get it's a different metric for everyone. I just don't care. I just want to, like, you got to give me credit. If you're going to give Vieira credit, Vieira at Palace, who was all right in his first season, and I actually believe he was harshly sacked at the time because of the run. However, Palace did fuck all. They did nothing of note. All they did was make Gallagher and go on a purple patch and sign good players in the transfer window. Like Anderson, Elise, Gay, good window. But they didn't have a striker. They didn't do anything of note. They did fuck all. Lopetegui, Arteta. Okay, Arteta, bro. Let's not take the piss here.
Yeah.
I've made the argument that Lopetegui is the worst Premier League manager of all time. I'm not just saying that. I'm being serious. Think about the manager that he is with the squad that he had, with the job that he did. He's the worst manager of all. He's worse than Avram Grant.
Is he worse than? Oh yeah, Avram Grant was after that. But is he worse than Frank de Boer? Did he not win Did he not lose like 8 of his opening 10 or something?
Yes, he's still worse. He had Lopetegui had a better squad. They didn't have a good squad. The squad was only suited to Roy Hodgson, Pulis football. They just hired the wrong manager.
Who did they have? They had like Riedewald or something.
I think that's the around the time where, they signed the Riedewalds, they signed the Schlupp, Benteke. Well, Schlupp was already there, I think. Or no, they probably signed Schlupp and Benteke and all that. Lopetegui's not a good coach. He's not a good coach. Sevilla already won Europa Leagues, Villa fan. We beat Lopetegui in Europa League. We beat them.
When did Lopetegui win Sevilla, Europa League with Sevilla?
2020.
Yeah, but that was after that Emery built up the heritage of Sevilla, though.
Yeah, Emery built up the Sevilla team. You know what we see when Arteta won the FA Cup? Because Lopetegui's the same. We beat them in the 21-22 season. We was the first team to beat Sevilla. It was the first team to beat Sevilla in a very long time. First English team to beat Sevilla. Think about it. And I didn't realise it at the time because I don't watch Sevilla week in, week out. But we beat Lopetegui, bruv. Like, Lopetegui and Martial on the left. Yeah, they put Martial on the left.
Oh,
they had Martial on loan. Yeah, bro. Martial was doing like turns and shit. He tried to do flicks against Ben Johnson, bro.
And you had him hugging the touchline on the wing.
Bro, Martial. They had Martial. And they beat... No! They beat us in the first leg. We beat them in the second. So we won the tie, Villa fan. That's when we got knocked out to Frankfurt.
When was this?
21-22 season. Fucking hell, that was 3 years ago. I was at that game. It's on the channel. The vlog is on the channel.
Europa League.
Yep. They won the first leg 1-0. We beat them 2-0. And Yarmolenko scored an extra time. That was when, you don't remember the Ukraine war thing was happening.
Mhm.
Yarmolenko came back to West Ham and scored back-to-back goals in back-to-back games. Moyes or Arteta? Moyes is a better manager than Arteta. Arteta is a weird Moyes.
Oh, you guys beat Leon. Damn.
Yeah, we beat Leon. That bro. Oh, do you know that was one of my favorite victories of all time?
You battered them away from home. Crazy.
Oh, do you know that's my favorite? That's my third favorite victory of all time. Because obviously semi-final outcome win against Fiorentina, but that is like my favorite, one of my favorite games ever. Because I don't think you understand how vindicated we all were when we won that game. Because the first leg we drew 1-1. Aaron Cresswell got a needless red card, but I don't complain about refs, so I didn't care about that. But do you know what? Do you remember Moussa Dembele, the striker, the bald one?
Yes.
He winked at the camera because he knew it wasn't a red card. So that happened. Then the Leon admin on Twitter, you know, like they have like Leon English and whatever, yeah. That admin tweeted, they quote tweeted the Europa League saying, "Who do you think will go through?" Saying, "Do you really think we won't go through?" That's what they said. So they were trying to belittle us. Their players were talking shit. So when we beat them 3-0. Funny enough, they had Emerson and Lucas Paquetá. Funny enough. They had Ndombele scored against us in the first leg. So you had Tottenham fans trying to pipe up. When that fat boy couldn't do anything for you.
Tottenham fans love to do that, man. They love to do that.
Yeah. Oh, but we're your cup final, guys. Like, that's what you lot were doing. They had I can't remember Kakare and them, man. We parked the bus. We did have Zuma. So we had a partnership of Issa Diop, Bozo, and Craig Dawson, who's a Brexit centre back. We had Ben Johnson at left back. Ben Johnson at left back. I repeat, Ben Johnson at left back.
You're talking about away. This is the away from home game, right?
Away from home game, yes. We had Ben Johnson at left back because Cresswell got suspended.
Okay. I'm trying to.
And we countered them. We just outplayed them, countered them,
yeah,
1-3-0.
Here, I'm gonna bring it up. 1 sec. Moyes for me as well won a European trophy.
Yeah, Moyes is better than Arteta.
Oh, Moyes better than that. Yeah, I just read that now. Yeah, this is the team.
Yeah. So they had Gusto, funny enough. That by the way, Gusto played really well in the 2 legs.
Oh.
That's how I knew about him.
Is that Emerson? Chelsea's Emerson? Was he on loan there?
Yeah. Emerson was on loan from you guys to Leon.
Bro, Dembele, Awar, Ndombele, Mendes, Lukeba,
Toko Kambi as well.
Daniel.
Yeah, Lukeba, yeah.
Bro, that is a good side, bro.
They played so like naive. They were so open. We just sat back and counted.
They thought they were through. Dry scored as well. Bowen, of course, Bowen, my guy.
And Craig Dawson. Do you know Craig Dawson scored the first goal from a corner, bro? Bro,
you smoked them in the first. Oh well, actually, Bowen second half, but you smoked them still 2-0 at halftime.
Yeah. So we were winning 2-0 at half time, and then we scored right at the start. That's the second half, and then we just sat back for the rest of the game.
Johnson.
Yeah, Ben Johnson at left back.
Gusto, bro, you gotta be doing better, man. Johnson at
Bro,
left back, and you can't now, man.
Paquetá came on as a sub because he was a doubt. Barcola was there. I forgot about that. Rene Adelaide. He used to be at
That's the
Arsenal.
Arsenal guy.
Yeah, Arsenal guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at our bench, by the way. Boys wanted a small squad. He got it, but he was better with a small squad.
Academy kid, Sonny Perkins. Agi Alessi.
Yeah. Alex Crow was a random guy that we never played, and we signed him on loan from Prague. Masuaku, shout out Masuaku. Fredericks was shit. Vlasic never played. Fabianski, cool. But Ben Rama, Noble, Yarmolenko.
Of course, Fabianski's cool. Anyways, Ryan Fredericks. Ryan Fredericks. There's hype about this guy, no?
At Fulham, but he was shit. He was just a guy who could run fast. He's probably he's the second worst right back I've seen at West Ham. Obviously, we all know who's number one.
Yeah.
But it's actually debatable, you know.
Wait,
but it's just yeah, definitely. Because Sufa had a good first season. He had a really good first season. But he's just not that good. Like, he had a cross on him at least.
Why do you think Sufal fell off a cliff? You think it's age?
He never recovered from an injury he had. He got kneed in the groin against Nemanja Matic in the following season, and Moyes played him with an injury, had stinkers, and never really looked the same after that.
Oh,
so he lost his nippiness. Yeah, he was really good.
He's got to go. Yeah.
Well, he's going on a free anyway. I don't know whether you saw my video, but he was complaining about game time the other day.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Fucking. I can't say that word, but listen to the thing with Sufal. He was actually decent 1v1.
No, you said that twice now on the stream.
Yeah,
no, private chat. I mean, private chat.
No, don't worry about it.
Is it the word
basically
that I think it is?
No, I was just going to say two bad words in one that I do say on the channel, but I just didn't want to say it.
Oh, okay, never mind. Cool.
But like, basically, he was really good 1v1 in his first season, like defensively. Like, he was probably the best right back off that season, like in the lockdown season, like by far. But no one ripped him apart from Adama Traore. But he got kneed in the groin. Then Moyes kept playing him with injury, never recovered from that, and then he lost his like 1v1 prowess, like his ability to just run up and down all the time. He lost that, and then he hasn't been the same since. And he's very one-dimensional in possession as well. All you have to do is press him, and he'll go into his weaker foot and then just pass backwards, even if he's on the edge of your box. He's so one-dimensional to play against. But Villa fan said, "Did you see Everton could be signing Souček?" I doubt they will. I doubt they'll get Souček off us. I'll be real, because Souček's I don't think that we'd sell him, but also you'd have to pay a bit, like 20, 25 probably.
Plus, they already have the
core,
who's doing well there, and that Ndai guy.
But this is the thing: you could still fit him into that midfield and just flood the box. Just have someone sit in and just tell Souček to go up there with the core. But like, don't get me wrong, like those links were always going to happen, but it's more so the fan bases that are linking him and like the B-Tech journalists. Like, I doubt Souček's going to leave. I can see him signing. I can see Sufal moving on a free to Everton next year, though, and that like because Sufal's going on a free anyway. Apparently, we rejected the move for him to go to Fulham. I don't know why Fulham bought him, but I can see him going to Everton.
Next year is his last year, Sufal. Or not Sufal. Souček, sorry, Souček.
Oh, Souček. Okay, so 1 year left. We'll probably, knowing us, we'll probably give him a new deal. I'm surprised he's 1 year left. He signed a new contract recently. Not recently, but like 2023. So
no, I'm asking you, does he have 1 year left?
Oh, I thought you said he did. No, he signed a contract in 2023. So I would think he has. Okay. I'm going to assume he has 2 years left in the summer. I'm going to assume he has a contract to 2026. So I don't think he, like, all the players that are going to leave, I doubt it's going to be him. There's going to be quite a few that leave, I assume. But we need midfielders anyway. I need 3 midfielders. I need 3 midfielders and a striker. Anything less is shit. I need midfielders that can pass the ball. Yes.
What are your thoughts on Leslie Ogochukwu? Because Chelsea are going to be selling him this summer.
He'd suit Potter. He's perfect. He's perfect for Potter's style. He's got the technical ability, but he's also got the power to win the ball high up the pitch and also defend counter-attacks. So he's better than Alvarez. He's better than Rodriguez. He'd start for West Ham. Simple.
If he's going to leave, because I actually rate him, bro. I rate him highly. So if he's going to leave, he might as well join a club that, like, he's going to get to play and be coached properly.
That's a Potter midfielder, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, I need Ward-Prowse to leave, but he's not going to leave because nobody wants a 31-year-old Englishman with like high wages that could only give you 2 or 3 years, unless Southampton are that stupid enough to buy him back. Or unless he goes, I don't even want to loan him out because what's the point?
Did he leave Southampton to go to Forest?
No, he left Southampton to go to West Ham. Went on loan to Forest this season.
Why did he go to West Ham?
Moyes, bruv.
So do you not? So he could go to Everton then.
I mean, if he wants, but I don't think Ward-Prowse wants to play under Moyes. I don't think they got along. Because
Oh.
Ward-Prowse was talking about in the summer, funny enough, about Lopetegui, saying that the manager, and under the part saying the manager suit more him to where he plays, because we all thought we were going to play possession-based football in the summer, because that's how Lopetegui was coaching them in training. So they were all gassed to play possession-based football. The players, like, that's how some of them were. Even the academy kids were gassed because they thought they were going to get a chance because Moyes rescinded them of that. So people like Kudus, people like Ward-Prowse were gassed.
So yeah, he
and
could go
that's-
back. If Southampton getting relegated, they're going to be losing
Yeah.
players. He can go back and like as a legend and stuff and get captaincy again. And yeah, that actually makes sense. Does make sense.
But it's whether they actually want to pay for him. I want West Ham to sell Manfred Panos. He's just not good enough. I think he'll be gone. I think he'll go, Merrick. I think we definitely need one or two centre backs. I don't want him to keep Aged. Fuck off, man. If Aged comes back from loan and we keep him, I'm gonna have to put up with this fucking fan base again, talking about he's so good at the ball, all of
they
this
rate
nonsense. Some of them do. And just because he's like doing something, like, bro, I've seen this guy get ripped by every Premier League striker under the sun. I don't need to see anymore. People be like, but it's because he was playing in a low block. As a defender, you should be able to defend.
Wait. They're using the excuse of him getting ripped by strikers because he played in a low block.
Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
You shouldn't get ripped in a low block.
But I get cool. Like, you're a defender that's played in high pressing system, high line systems all your life. I don't care. You're a defender. Defend. You should be able to adapt to any. I know we're in modern day football, and these defenders are that stupid that they have to defend in a certain way in a certain system all the time, and nobody wants to defend anymore. I don't care. I do not care.
It would be understandable the other way around that he can't play in a high line. That makes sense.
No, but
But
because of his like
you're saying-
recovery pace and his slide tackling, like people say suited towards a high line, but he's not even good at that.
But
He's
like,
not even good at that.
but that just your fan base is tapped. It makes no sense.
Yeah, bro, that just Twitter for you. Again, the Mavropanos both need to leave. Get me one centre back and bring through Kaelin Casey from the academy. Get me another centre back, and then you got your four. You can play Wan-Bissaka in a 3, whatever. Like, those are my centre backs. If you don't want to buy 2, bring through Kaelin Casey, and Potter will be able to see the academy in pre-season properly, and he'll be able to include some of the kids. We'll see if Anajala can somehow make the step up. He'll probably need a loan, but we'll see if Callum Marshall is ready to make the step up. We'll see
You
if
watch
Lewis
West Ham
Orford
Academy,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously you do. Is there any? Because I'm trying to look at young players for Ireland. So, Man United have someone called Jake Morehouse. He's like a midfielder, attacking midfielder. So I've tried to keep an eye on him. I know he's playing, I think, under 18s for Ireland or under 19s for Ireland. So is there any like West Ham players in the academy?
Not that Irish.
Okay. Right.
But we had a lot of Irish players a few years ago.
I know.
Oko Flex, Odi Beko, all of them. But a lot of Nigerian Irish people, funny enough.
There's a lot of us, bro, especially now breaking. But again, like it makes sense because like when I'm 26, 27 this year. When I was growing up, there wasn't many like in primary school, like as before flawless TV, what the fuck? I don't know. Before I became a teenager, there wasn't a lot of black people in my class. So like it makes sense now, the younger generation, there's a lot of us. So yeah, Oko Flex, there's a Bankwa, you've got Armstrong, Sinclair Armstrong is in the
Sinclair Armstrong
called up to the Ireland squad.
Is Michael Obafemi?
Oh yeah, he's not on the squad now, but he's been like called up for Ireland and played for Ireland.
He's like 24 now, yeah.
Yeah, he's been. I rate Obafemi. I actually rate Obafemi more than most people. I actually rate him.
Yeah, he looks like Michelin Man.
He does. Yeah.
Wow. Mipo Odibeko was a young Irish striker that did well in the academy, but could never make up the level to the first team. We signed him from Man United's academy. He was never that.
Oh,
He was never that level.
Oh, Oladipo.
No. Odubeko.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
yeah,
a guy called Mipo Odubeko. But we had a core of like Republic of Ireland, like players in our academy for a bit. Like, but we haven't. We've now for some reason got bare Northern Irish, bare English.
Bro,
Like,
why do you think like I've been knowing about Rice? I've been watching him.
yeah, because you proper watch he's going to come through to your nation. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
And I was waiting,
Like-
and that's why when he left, like I'm not like salty that he left. It is what it is. I get it, but like I'm like it was annoying because he's my solution to midfield, bro.
no, that makes sense too. Because like that, bruv, like some of the academy play. Do you know what it is with? It annoys me when people say, "Well, what's this academy player doing now?" Yeah, I'm not academy driven, but I know when a player's good enough when I see it. It's about circumstance in football. Yeah, Grady Diangana is not doing good enough now because he's in a different circumstance. In the circumstance that we were in at the time, Diangana and Haller would have been the partnership because Diangana was the only direct winger we had. Big up to Omar in the chat. And we had Haller in the box who you weren't getting service from anyone else. And we were trying to figure him out. But this club was like, okay, we're going to sell Diangana. We bought in Ben Rama. And listen, Ben Rama did well in the end. But like, if we had Diangana then, cool. Like, you know, oh, we may have not won the Conference League, may not got sixth place. But we would have had Diangana. We wouldn't have had to sell Haller. We wouldn't have had to sell him because Moyes didn't play to his strengths anyway.
Bro, Diangana at Skamaka would have been good.
Exactly.
And I'm someone
And
who
Josh-
like I'm not youth crazy or anything because like I talk, I talk so much about Cobham. Like but if you're good, like I said with Josh Ashingpong last year, if you're good, I will rate you and I will praise you. So that's why I'm trying to, and especially for Ireland, there's holes in the team that like we need filled in. We're getting now creative like wingers and players, I guess, but like we now need quality fullbacks, wing backs, because we're playing this like false back three on the ball. Kelleher needs to stop playing in goal for my country, bro. Bazunu is now fit and playing, so and he just got called up.
Bazuni's back,
So,
Bazuni's back,
he's quality. People are.
He's a good player, man.
I stand by. He's better than Kelleher. I stand by it, bro. He's my.
I've always liked Bazunu. I just think he got a bit of fright when he first stepped into the Prem. That was it. Like, it was just that as a goalkeeper, it takes time to get used to, man.
He wasn't ready. He was too young. He wasn't ready for that step for the Prem.
Yeah.
And then now he's got his injury, but he's back now. So
he needed that step. Like, for example, if he didn't get injured whilst he was playing in the Championship, he would have been ready for the Prem now. He would have been like, because they would have had a lot of shots to face. He would have been properly tested. He's a good player. But another like Irish player that like, or West Ham United academy player that should have really got the chance was Josh Cullen, because Josh Cullen is a decent player anyway, but he would have been the successor to Rice. We wouldn't have had to spend any money. We would have had midfield depth. Our midfield depth at one point could have been Rice, Souček, Cullen, and Noble, which would have been quality.
Bro, Bazuni is also Nigerian.
Is he? Oh shit!
Yeah, he is. But no, Cullen's actually a good, like in terms of like central / defensive midfielders.
Yeah,
he's the only one I really rate. The rest of them, like Coventry. Actually, to be fair, Coventry was one who I thought he would be a B-Tech Declan Rice. I was like, fine, I can kind of see it. I'd be okay with it. I thought he developed, bro. But like, so what happened to him?
Boys, I don't need to say any more.
Oh yeah,
he doesn't play academy players unless it's Ben fucking Johnson. Diangana left.
I forgot that was under Moyes.
Bro, Diangana left. Ashby left. Listen, Ashby hasn't done well, but Ashby, when he broke through on the scene, he was good. Mubama left. Mubama left because he didn't get a chance under David Moyes. Mubama's not a bad player, but Mubama needed a team where he can run him behind. He's now at City's academy. He won't last. He'll probably get flipped. Callum Marshall's a good player, but he was never going to play under Moyes, so he's on loan at Huddersfield now. Hopefully, Potter gives him a chance. But Josh Cullen, Coventry is like a very, very, very B-Tech Carrick in terms of profile of player, in terms of the way he plays. I don't ever do loan watch. Yeah, I don't ever go out and watch a player when they're out on loan at West Ham to see how they're doing. He was the only one I did that for when he was on loan at MK Dons. He was playing with Barry Bannon. No, he was playing against Barry Bannon when MK Dons faced Sheffield Wednesday in the playoffs. He was playing well. but he's at Charlton now. Hopefully, he has a good career. But that killed me because he deserved more of a chance. That's the only time where, like, yeah, because this is my thing. Yeah, I don't care about youth players like that. Yeah, but when you don't need to spend any money and you got players that are already decent at home, bring them through, man. You don't need to spend any money. We're not rich like that. Like, we don't have an owner that's gonna always cough out money. We do spend money, but we're not Saudi. We ain't got Saudi owners. So bring through some of the kids that are actually good enough, not the kids for the sake of it. I'm not saying bring through a Ben Johnson-esque player again. I'm saying bring through someone that is still at least got intangibles that are useful. Mubama would have been useful if under the right manager. Like, Diangana would have been useful. Coventry, Cullen. These players would have been useful. We wouldn't have had to spend money. But I'm not saying to start for the club. Just squad. The squad. That's what look at Ollie Scholes now. Ollie Scholes would not have got a chance under David Moyes, despite the fact that David Moyes, by the way, Moyes was saying behind the scenes that Scholes was next up. Yeah, so was I. I'm not a manager, am I? I've been saying it for 3 years, for fuck's sake.
Bro.
When he was 17.
The way you had Rice and Phillips was moving for England, that could have been Rice and Cullen, bro. Cullen's like 28 and Rice is what, 26, I think? 27?
Yeah. Yep.
Bro.
We could have had Rice, Cullen, Noble, and Souček in the same. This is when Souček was good, like proper decent, like, because Rice was there.
That could have been Ireland's partnership, man.
That would have been crazy.
That could have been England's partnership. If Cullen,
true.
Hey.
yeah, it's true. Like,
oh my god, man.
But we got Lewis Orford now. He just needs to work on his physical game. Then he'll be fine. We've got Freddie Potts, who's signed a new deal. I'll do a video on that tomorrow. On loan at Portsmouth, done really well at Portsmouth, so hopefully he makes a step up. And because he signed a new deal, I'm going to assume that he's going to be in the first team next season, which I'm very happy with. And funny enough, he's made it after having a West Ham legend as his dad, and brother that played for Luton. Football runs in their family and that. So there are kids coming through because we've actually got the right kids. Merrick says, in my opinion, I think West Ham needs to sign some younger players. Look at the squad and see some of the players are getting old. That should have been last summer as well, Merrick, and I still agree with you. Like, we should have been signing. We did sign some young players like Tadibo, Somerville, etc. But we need to keep signing young players because we've got the experience. I'm not saying go youth project, because if we already had youth players, I wouldn't expect us to sign younger players. But we've been saying lower the age of the squad for time. We need young midfielders. I need young midfielders. I need a young up-and-coming striker.
Ollie Scholes was born in Bromley. Yeah, there's no chance
there. Yeah, you're fully scouting to see if they're like part Irish. He's proper South London, South East London. He's nearer to.
Oh, that's what I do.
Bro.
When these young players that are supposedly English come to, I'm like, what's their heritage?
Mark Noble could have declared for Ireland. But he said what was the point of me declaring for Ireland when there's an actual, fully fledged Irish person that could have got a cap? What's the point of me doing that? Just because his grandparents are Irish. But have you heard Mark Noble speak?
He definitely would have played, bro.
But you heard Mark Noble speak. I know Declan Rice was at Ireland, but you heard Mark Noble speak. That man should not be in the Irish squad.
Yeah, true.
Proper Cannington, East London. He typed that. That sounds so out of place. Is that when they asked Evan Ferguson, would you declare for England? He would be like, nah, man, my dad would fucking beat me up.
Yeah, he's Irish, bro, yeah. Ferguson's Irish.
Bro, the way Evan Ferguson sounds as well, he shouldn't be in that England squad, bruv. What the hell?
Yeah, because a lot of these guys grew up in, they were either second generation, so their grandparents are Irish, and they grew up, their grandparents, I guess, moved, so their parents grew up here and stuff like that, or they are from Ireland, grew up here, but they moved to England at a young age to go and play in an academy over in England. So. Yeah,
it's true. And what's mad now is that UK academies are now signing players from Brazil to be in their academy. It's nuts. Even we did it. It's fucking stupid. Sometimes it's just a bit of a waste of money unless they're actually going to develop into something where you can actually flip. But that's such a big risk. That's not a good model, in my opinion. I don't rate that model. I know you need another metric of money, but isn't always sustainable. Not
Are
everyone
you talking
can.
about like what Chelsea are doing? Or are you talking about young players like from like when they're like barely a teenager, like 11-year-old, 10-year-old when you get scouted?
A bit of both. A bit of both. I feel like if you're
Okay.
like, because there's some academies that purely target like really really young kids to put them in their academy just to
Yeah.
flip them from then. Like that 6 year plan isn't always
Oh
going to go
yeah,
as you think.
that's true.
Because not everyone can be Brighton and just kidnap a bunch of Ecuadorians and then they suddenly end up in the first team. Like not everyone can do what Brighton does. They all just come
Bro,
out as some Ecuadorian robots that can kick a ball.
Brighton going from Basuma to Caicedo to Baliba. In terms of I'm not talking about quality, just in terms of the money that they've got for Basuma, Caicedo. They'll get money for Baleba, even though I don't
It's not
think
as good.
he's that good, but they'll still get
No.
money for him because Man United are stupid enough.
Yeah.
So
It's a very Man United signing. Yeah, Brighton's recruiting is top tier. To be fair, like and to be fair, they've got to a point now where they actually have started spending money because they can spend pretty much what they want because they don't spend money, which is nuts in itself. But I guess they probably saw this PSR thing being an issue because that's how their owners think. Their owners think like 3-4 years ahead. Like I remember hearing their recruitment guy get interviewed when De Zerbi got hired, and he said whenever we hire a new manager, we're already thinking of the next manager because they feel like their manager's that good that they're going to be touted straight away. So they're always thinking of the next shortlist, which is fair enough. Like you want to think like that, but there's going to come to a point where there might be some expectation soon if you're still at this part of the table. Well, there should be anyway. There should be some expectation if you're still at that part of the table for a significant number of years, because
exactly, and you have to you capitalize because, like, I remember Southampton doing this bullshit where they came up, all these talented young players, they would leave in a year or two. All these talented young managers would end up leaving, and then you got relegated, so you had nothing to show for it. At least Swansea, when they were here and they played good football, they won the Carabao Cup, so they got something.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, and I don't. This is why I have expectation of my club is because there's no point me having a mentality of, but look where we were all these years ago. Well, we're not there now, so let's capitalize on what we have now. Let's try and develop on what we have now. I'm not like that. I'm sorry. I know people can be like, oh, well, look who you support and all that. Listen, I get it from my own fan base. I get it from fans of other clubs that are bigger. I'm like, okay, if you're going to do all of this shit, if I tell a Chelsea fan, well, you won the Champions League a couple of years ago, so why the fuck are you complaining? If I tell an Arsenal fan, well, you've been invincible before, so why the fuck are you complaining? If I tell a Man United fan, your last title wasn't that long ago, it's only in 2013, why are you complaining? Imagine I said that. That would sound mad, innit? That would sound fucking mental. But I'm not saying that because I understand everyone's in different circumstances. Like, don't get me wrong, my parents are always like, oh, these fucking Big Six fans are ungrateful and stuff like that as well. But they're like old school West Ham fans and that as well. But I have to break it down. I'm like the generation in between everyone where I'm like, I've got to break down expectations to everyone because they're just like, they don't really care. They're just invested in West Ham. They know about other clubs, but I'm like the translation because I'm invested in football, not like them. They're like old adults, so don't give a fuck. So they're like, I don't care. I've got to break it down why they think like that.
Man. They don't have to care. They got a mortgage.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. My mum does not care about football, like anymore. Like she used to care about football all the time. She does not care about football. Like she does not give a shit. Even my mum will say this game is boring. But my dad is very passionate about it for like 5 minutes. Then he'll just be peaceful for the next two. My uncle, if you think I'm negative, my dad's brother, my uncle, will say any bad game we have is the worst football he's ever seen. Any game, like if we're not good for the next 20 minutes, everything has come to an end. We're the deadest team ever and stuff like that. Even I'm not that bad. Like I will be like toxic positive compared to my uncle. Like my uncle goes left with it. Like he will just say everyone's shit. Like and like every single thing is shit. Everything is shit. And then he will leave like 20 minutes in. He's the kind of guy to just leave the game. He don't care. But he played football. My uncle played football for West Ham. He played in West Ham's academy, but he never made it to first team. He played in West Ham and Tottenham's academy. So he played against Paul. He played with Paul Ince. It's mad. My uncle played with Paul Ince in West Ham academy, which is mad. Well, I don't know what phase he was in, but
or how much he spent.
Yeah, exactly.
In a different world, he could have used nepotism to get you to play at West Ham. You could have played in midfield with Rice. Actually, no, you're a fullback. You would have broke through into the Ben Johnson, bro.
Yeah, honestly, it could have been me. That should have been me, bro. Why do you think I'm
With that
hating
Euro-
so much?
with that Europa League, with that Conference League medal.
That should have been me, man. It should have been
Yeah.
me.
Bro, you be talking to Rice. Why are you going to Arsenal? You stay, man. You just want a trophy. Bro. You would have stumped up Lopetegui.
It actually would have been me, you know.
Uh,
It would have been me instead of me. I would have helped Tadibo rush him.
yeah, man.
Also, I
You
want
would
to
have
know who's
planned it.
fan, bro.
You would have planned
Yeah.
it. Todibo, you hold him back.
Yeah. You hold him out. I'll punch him. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Hey,
Hey, you'd be
listen.
playing for Uganda. You'd be losing with Uganda. Or Kenya. Or no, you're
Hey.
Irish. You can play for Ireland. Play for Ireland. We need a right back, bro. We need someone that can bomb up and down because Coleman has no legs and I don't want to see Doherty play again. So.
Why don't we play a back three and then play Ogbene when he's back?
Ogbene's injured. I think
Yeah,
Festi's
but that's why I
better.
said when he's back.
I don't get Ogbene, really. I think
That's fair.
Festi's a better wing back than him. Bro, Festi
Yeah, that's what
is
I'm-
a unit, bro.
Oh yeah, he's good. Yeah, I've always rated Emerson. But he's at he's in Turkey now, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. I think he's still injured.
Yeah.
Either he's still injured
I-
or he just came back from injury because
I can't lie. I wish I tweeted it more, but players that held stocks in a few years ago started to come to
bro.
like Ola Ainers, the Jed Spencers, the Anthony Robinsons, bro. I need to say this year with Jed Spence, yeah, you pussios that said this guy was shit. Yeah, I fucking hate you lot with a passion because you lot watch football the wrong way. You lot watch football of the idea of the player rather than the actual player himself. Because they only said he was shit because Conte never played him and because Conte didn't want him. He just never played. This guy is better than Porro. He's better. He's their best right back. He's their best fullback. He's better than Doggy as well. By the way, he's better than both of them. The reason why he's better than both of them is because he can go forward and he can defend 1v1. But he always has been. Postecoglou was so stubborn in his ways that he only played him when he got bad injuries. But Jed Spencer's always been good. He was good at Forest. I predicted he was going to move to Tottenham. I said he was even going to go to Brighton to replace Lamptey because Lamptey was always injured. And or he was going to go to Tottenham because of the three at the back system they have Conte.
He should have gone Brighton.
Should have gone Brighton. Because Joel Veltman's old now. Lamptey's always injured. So Spence would have been perfect there. I would have wanted Spence to make that permanent move to Forest when they got promoted under Cooper. Because look at where they are now. It would have made so much sense, him and Ola Aina, either side.
Do you think that he could go to do you think Spurs will sell him now?
No, they probably won't sell him. They probably won't sell it because they don't spend money. So they will spend money in other positions. So they wouldn't want to sell an English right back because they're homegrown tax as well. That's the only reason why they signed a guy like him. They make random English signings because of homegrown tax. That's why they signed Brendan Johnson and Archie Gray because they don't actually have a plan for these players. They just signed them because of homegrown tax. So they won't sell. They won't sell them.
Could go to West
They
Ham.
won't sell to us. Levy wouldn't do business with us. We tried to get Adebayor off them in 2015 to replace Colton Cole. Colton Cole was going to go West Brom. Adebayor was going to go to us instead of Palace, and he did. They didn't want to do business with us.
2015 West Ham. What
Yeah.
team was that?
So that would have been Sam Allardyce. We had Diafra Sacco, Andy Carroll. We had Kevin Nolan. Well, Nolan was petering off. We had Stuart Downing, I think, Matt Jarvis, Mark Noble,
I
Kouyaté.
remember that. Okay, I remember that team. You've locked memories.
Yeah, 14-15 season, I think. Because it wouldn't have been the Payet team. Because that would have been unreal. Payet and Adebayor, fuck me. Jesus Christ. That would have been disgusting. We would have got Champions League that season.
Because, bro, again, and that's what I keep saying. You like mid-table teams that are able to get gems like a Payet, and you don't take like competition seriously. What's the point of having Payet if you can't like win a Europa League, bro?
We lost to Astra Kirigu, bro. Have you seen that clip of West Ham Fan TV? We couldn't score against Astra fucking Gugu. You seen that?
Yeah.
Bro, that's the first time I ever watched West Ham Fan TV. Bro, that was hell. That was hell. We lost to them 2 years in a row, by the way. You know, we lost to them 2 years in a row, both qualifying stage in the Europa League. Because the
Bro,
only
and
reason why we made Europa League the previous year was because of fair play rules. Do you remember that where teams could make it because of fair play rules? Lack of like yellow cards and shit like that. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. But
bro.
for some reason we did. And we lost to them twice. You know they're extinct now. That club that we lost, they're extinct. They went like extinct like 3 years ago. They
How?
got they. So do you remember when Rangers got like relegated to like the bottom tier, whatever it was, like 3 leagues down? They had
Yeah.
that equivalent, but went bankrupt, so they don't exist anymore in Romania.
Oh damn.
They're meant to be. I think they're meant to be one of the bigger Romanian teams. So only in West Ham you can lose to a team that would eventually go bankrupt. Like we have a thing called only at West Ham where like only this thing happens. Obviously every club does, but we make it like a phrase. We make it a theme of our club because like it's like it's the most unique, stupid situations happen at West Ham. Like Andy Carroll once got injured making a sandwich. I'm not taking
a
the
knife
piss.
fell on his leg.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that.
Such a fucking idiot. And like he was a great player, but he was an idiot. James Collins told a story about him fighting him on a night out once. Such an Andy Carroll
bro,
story.
That clip did the round like a week or two ago.
Yeah, bro. He was like, bro. There's such an. I loved Andy Carroll because like he was a great player, but bro, like some of the baggage that came with him because like of who he was, how he treated himself off the pitch. Like,
Yeah, bro, he's a Geordie, bro.
oh yeah, sure. Do you know this guy was in the West Ham crowd for the Alkmaar game? You just like just went out with the fans on the booze, like just doing chants. He was singing "Bowen's on fire" and he's shagging Danny Dye. He was doing all of that. The Andy Carroll, you know, what a legend, legendary human. He scored one of the best goals I've ever seen.
West Ham
Like,
have had
live.
some quality players, bro.
Yeah, but they don't all play together. We usually have some R word of a manager just managing them, bro. Like Pellegrini's, the Billiches, listen, Allardyce wasn't that bad, but Lopetegui's and them, man. Like, legitimately, they're some of the worst managers with some of these players. We're a mystery of a club. We're probably one of the biggest underachieving clubs in the Premier League era. If I'm not mistaken, I think Andy Carroll had injury problems as well. But yeah, all the time. It was kind of a shame because Carroll and Nolan was one of the better partnerships. Like Carroll bringing the play, Nolan's second striker role. We didn't get to see that enough. Because Nolan was a demon. Like I'd never seen more fear in defenders' eyes than Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, Koscielny, and Mertesacker when they defended Andy Carroll. Like he used to take the piss. Koscielny hated Carroll, man. He hated Carroll.
But no, Carroll on his day was not Chelsea in 20. Melon, you remember Chelsea in January 2019? Was Conte season.
Oh, you guys wanted him.
Yes, yeah, January 2018. We were linked to like 3 target men. It was Andy Carroll,
Callum Wilson,
and Giroud, and then I think someone else. And we ended up buying the better one, which was Giroud.
Higuain as well. Was Higuain linked?
No, Higuain was the Sarri when we had Sarri.
I
think was it Chris Wood?
I don't think it was. It was Ashley Barnes.
Barnes, thank you. Yes, Barnes. And we got the better one than Giroud. Bro, that whole swap deal thing was weird, by the way.
Yep.
The Giroud Aubameyang swap deal thing.
Yeah,
we gave Dortmund Batshuayi. That whole thing was weird.
Hey, did you see that tweet where Batshuayi got in beef with a West Ham fan on Twitter? Yeah, and the West Ham fan said to Batshuayi, "Don't worry, in 2 years you're gonna end up at Crystal Palace," and then he actually did.
Giroud was class. Yeah, he was, bro. He was class, bro.
Oh, he's a brilliant striker, though. He's probably the most underrated 2010 striker.
Bro, Giroud has like some of the best goal catalogs in the world, bro, or ever. Like his bro. This is, you know what's annoying, right? You know how crazy a front three of Salah, Giroud, Hazard would have been.
Oh, wow, that would have been nuts. Oh, my days. I'm still like 12 pace. You lot, I know you guys have a striker, guys, but you lot pick out some fantastic strikers, man. Like some of the strikers you've had over the years, like Drogba, Anelka, Giroud, Costa. Like, what the fuck happened to you, lot, man?
Yeah, and then we get Lukaku, who I still think Lukaku was a good signing in terms of being able to get goals, but we had no creativity with him.
Mm.
Shevchenko and Crespo flopped, but that was because we also had Drogba, and Drogba just fought his way through, and they never got given a chance. Torres, I don't class Torres as a flop personally. I remember him
with an injury as well.
Yeah, I remember him 12-13, bro. He was like he banged goals. Mata, Oscar, Hazard as a trio behind him. Mascar was quality, bro. And then we brought in Jose and we sold Mata, who just had like a 50 something GA season, bro.
Mata is just a pure footballer that I miss. I miss Mata. I miss watching players like that. Like I would like just watch the game because of them, because they would make the game good. Now I'm watching 22 system players that can't kick a ball.
Now we're watching Garnacho fail to beat a man and put a cross in, and people are telling me he's going to be world class.
Yep. Bro, I know it's Reece James, yeah, but you know that Man United Chelsea game earlier where you man drew 1v1, yeah, where it 1-1. Garnacho versus Reece James was one of the biggest bully sessions I've ever seen in my life. Because all Reece James did was just this. All you had to do was this. You're not getting past me, you stupid lesbian. Go away.
And you're Garnacho, you have pace for fun, and you're facing a guy who doesn't have a hamstring, and you can't beat him once.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Man United, when we played them, and the first time we played them last season in the league, Reece wasn't fit, and Garnacho, I think, was only able to beat him like a few times 1v1. Reece wasn't fit at all, and he couldn't like take him on much. Crazy.
I just say from changing from left back to right, I'm just a hornet
Yeah,
because he switched wings as well. Like
yeah.
it's so funny, bro. Like I remember Aaron Cresswell did an interview on Soccer AM, and he was talking about facing Willian and Hazard, and he was like, Willian was already giving him a shit game as it is,
And they
and then Hazard switched sides, and he was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Because he was like, I think he was answering the right back.
What annoys me? Footballers or wingers don't switch wings now. It annoys me so much.
I hate that.
When you just interchange mid game for no reason, bro. I miss that so, and that's what annoys me about Chelsea. Our wingers don't do enough of that. We did that in game randomly at times. Like we would get so much more joy.
Because you guys actually have the wingers that are good enough to do both of that, and it sounds dumb, yeah. It sounds dumb to say that a winger isn't good enough to play on both wings, but it's just like when we said defenders when they're either too shit to play the low block, too shit to play the high line. It's so robotic, like you can't even switch sides and play your game.
Bro, I remember like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was like, if you're right-footed as a winger, it makes sense why you can't play on the left. People were saying that, oh, of course he can't play on the left. Like Beckham can't play on the left, he has to play on the right. People were saying that we just accepted that as a thing. But now, people are telling me, no, Madueke can't play on the left. He's left-footed. Why can't he? Oh, because he can't cut in. So, go down the byline and put in a cross, bro. Or make a cutback. What are you telling me he can't cut in? Well, he plays on the right wing and he can't use his right foot. So, like, what are we doing?
I don't get it. And that's the thing, wingers are used to on their wrong side so they can keep the ball with a strong foot past dead. So true. So true. And that, bro, I don't even like. I'm not going to get into it. I could go on a run about fucking system football like for about 3 hours.
Bro, I hate system. What you said about like a center back can't play in a low block is crazy to me, bro. So you can't do your main job, which is defend. You can't defend.
That's why I'm annoyed. That's why I'm annoyed at again. That's why I'm annoyed.
You can't defend in your. So what are you then? You can't defend.
I'm not, bro. He's just a Moroccan. What do they drink, bro? Or what do they eat? Like I don't know, bro.
Hookah, shisha.
Yeah, shisha merchant. That's it. That's all they get is. I still remember the bicycle kick Andy Carroll scored versus Crystal Palace during the 16-17 season. That was brilliant. I was there. I was in the corner. That's the best goal I've seen live. Well, that and Payet against Palace where he wraps it in the other corner. I was there in the upper stand. So we didn't know where the fuck the ball was going. Yeah, I was behind that goal in the upper because we're above the away fans. And obviously, their away fans are like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I
Like,
remember that.
that's like some
season,
FIFA
West
glitch
Ham
goal.
fans were trying to do Payet v Hazard. I remember that season.
No, we were trying to do Payet Ozil because Arsenal fans were trying to do we got Ozil, Mesut Ozil, but they had to try to we got Payet to reach Payet, so they were trying to do Payet Ozil. I don't remember Payet Hazard. I'll be real. I never argued Payet Hazard, especially me. I despise Chelsea. I love Hazard. Like that's one of my favorite footballers ever. Like, so it's Eden Hazard, bro.
Do you remember that goal he got past Declan Rice?
Oh, bro, he walked past him. He walked past him, bro. He walked past him. Walked past him. It was ridiculous. Like, I don't. I'm trying to think of best goals that score against my team. That's up there. But I'm trying to think live. If I'm thinking live, it's hard because I've been to a lot of games. But I think a lot of the time it's just us making mistakes. Like, I'll be real. A lot of the time it is just us. I think Trent's free kick against us
Hazard
a couple years ago, maybe.
Some bangers, bro. You had that.
Mm.
Oh, that Trent free kick. Maybe not last year. I think the year before. That I remember that against West Ham. That was cold, bro.
Yeah, it said 2021.
Yeah, that was a cold free kick, bro.
Yeah, and we knew it was going in because it was like, bro, that's such a Trent like range, and we won that game. Funny enough, like I couldn't believe we won that game, 3-2. Bullied them, absolutely bullied them. Just hit them on the counter. Zuma, bruv. Oh my days, he had a fucking terrific game. Pissed me off, man. Where's your knees, Zuma? Like, this guy was so injury prone that he couldn't finish a friendly against Dagenham and Redbridge, bro.
But hey, bro, he tore his ACL kicking the cap, man.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, you can't tear your ACL touching pussy. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god. Oh my god. How are you tearing your ACL touching coochie cat? Crazy.
Only Zuma, bro.
Oh, you tore your ACL pounding footy. Oh,
fuck's sake. Oh, my days. Alright. Listen, people, it's nearly been 3 hours. I didn't expect the show this show always goes on for longer, and they always go off on a tangent, always enjoy it. But I'm going to end it there because it's nearly 1 a.m. I'm exhausted. I need to piss as well. But listen,
save up
people,
that energy for pro clubs on Friday, man. We will be, or Saturday. We will be there.
Saturday. Yeah. We will be there. We will be there. Another masterclass. Gonna have some new players as well. We'll let you know soon.
Players.
Listen, hey, don't worry. Hey, pens on the paper and all that. But listen, people, make sure to leave a like on the video, on the stream. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Social media's in the description. If you want to follow me, the email for the inquiries. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. We're trying to reach 1K before the end of the season. We're nearly on 850. Nearly 11 subs away from 850. And then it's a real countdown to 1K, which is sensational. If we hit before the end of the season, I need to hit before June so I can celebrate before my holiday. I'm going on holiday end of June. So let me celebrate the fucking 1K, please. Because I've got big plans. I've got so much plans for 1K.
Hey, wait, Mike's on tour.
Mike's on tour. I don't know whether I'm going to do anything for the holiday, but like I need to celebrate before June. End of June. Need that 1K.
Nah, you know what you should do if you're on holiday? At least once. Go do like a street interview and try and interview people, even if it's only like 10, 15 minutes. And just ask them, like, are they into football? Who do you support? Ask them what they think of Arsenal, by the way, if they don't support a Premier League team, or if they don't support like a top 6 team. Ask them what they think of Arsenal.
I'm going to be in Greece, so I don't know what the fuck they're going to think of Arsenal. What do you think of Mavropanos? Do you rate him? If you do, why?
What do you think of Maguire? Was he innocent?
Upon Maguire. Man said 839 Malibu, and inshallah, I will never revisit the fucking birthday Q&A where I nearly killed myself on Malibu, bro. I didn't do a melon, but it was there.